if you're watching, just be patient. We'll be on in just a second. I think Facebook's having some issues. So if you're watching and it's working fine for you, let us know. Damn right we're on, fellas. Leave It at the Table is back after a week off, and let's.
Where were you guys at?
We're gonna talk a little restaurant talk tonight,
Let's
right?
go. It's gonna be spicy.
You gotta have a nice cold beer. No free ads, but hola amigos. Cheers.
Hola, amigos.
There's one beer that you drink in hospitality.
Ah,
and the people that do it know what it is.
White Claw.
White Claw and Modelo.
Rumplemans.
Rumple. Always Rumple.
No, that shit's terrible.
I'm here for the Rumple, baby.
Should have brought it.
you should have. I mean, I probably would have hit one shot, but I'm not gonna lie. It's
Have you heard the Rumple story?
no.
No.
Can I hear?
So-
But you drank Rumplemans and got redder hair, right?
No.
Talking about at Worlds.
Yeah. Well, every tournament. So me and Larry used to play on a softball team together, Wet Dreams.
Wet Dreams.
Yeet.
So one day we show up for an 8 a.m. game, and it's probably 7:15 in the morning. And all of a sudden, Lawrence gets out of his car and just starts going, all right, who's taking it? Has a bartender tap on the top of a
Pour spout. But we'll go with
pour
that.
spout.
And we'll
yeah.
roll with it. Bartender tap. That's a
Sorry.
new word, baby.
Yeah.
Bartender tap.
He's got it
That's
on the
actually
top
like a
of the
cool
bottle.
word.
It is.
It's like a cool idea.
It is.
It is.
Bartender tap.
Got one of them bartender taps.
You ever tap the bartender?
A bartender tap at a softball tournament sounds very dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what a bartender tap is. I worked in restaurants my whole life. But I can tell you at a softball tournament.
Pour spout. It's just a new name for it.
Well,
You have to get the internet, Chris.
he's out,
Jesus.
gets out of the car with it in his hand, the whole bottle, and he was like, all right, who's taking a shot? And just starts we get into the dugout and just starts, all right, we can't play unless we all take shots.
Ugh. Not Rumple.
It was every tournament, every game, we all took a shot of Rumple right before.
And for everybody that doesn't know, just on beer, Drew's a very loud drunk. I can't imagine on the sugary dog shit that is Rumpleman.
Well, it was
chill
one
out.
little shot. It was just one little shot of.
I thought you were going crazy.
Right out of the bar tap.
Who's in the
right
chat?
out of the, right out of the bartender tap.
Can someone in the chat find out when Rumplemints was invented?
We have Google.
No,
Rumple
like we
Steelskin
should
created it.
Yeah. Really?
No.
No.
That
That would be the greatest story of all time.
It was
if
just
it was.
it was just mouthwash at 8 a.m.
just Santa Claus's
bro,
face,
it's
bro.
like it tastes like big red gum that is like fermented. I don't even know how to explain the taste of
I mean,
Rumplemint.
that's not.
It's peppermint, bro. It's not cinnamon.
I know,
peppermint.
but it's like
not Fireball.
fermented or something. I don't
Like
know
wintergreen gum,
I
maybe?
don't know what the I don't know what that flavor is. but
Wrigley's?
I've spent my whole life making flavors and I ain't never made one like that.
Fermented Wrigley's.
Fermented Wrigley.
Fermented Rick.
Should have brought some
It's just a
fermented Wrigley's.
bunch of 100-year Cubs without a World Series. You know.
Right to the heart.
Oh,
Nick Gurley
my
says,
goodness.
"Do it yourself, Chris."
Thank you, Nick.
Welcome to Leave It at the Table. You've already seen the faces. You've heard the voices. Kyle Wright, Drew Gorman, as always. Chef Chris Infinger joining us again tonight. We had you on a few weeks ago with Chef Ross Robinson, and we talked about the back of the house. Tonight, we're going to take a journey out of the kitchen. We're going to talk a little front of the house action, something the three of us are very familiar with, and you've actually been in that realm before as well. So I imagine Drew's probably got a lot of questions, and you guys out there are probably, sorry, yes, Chef from Nick Gurley.
Hold on.
And then what you got?
Just show Nick Gurley that hat.
Oh, it's Herd Chef.
It's Herd Chef. Herd Chef. I do actually in the car have a Yes Chef hat, Nick. If you need that one tonight, you let me know.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
And making his Leave It at the Table debut, Mr. Lawrence McCall. We'll call him Larry.
Hello.
You know, I meant to put the soundbite on of the Impractical Jokers so that every time you talk, that
I'm
can.
glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't.
How often do you get that?
Not so much anymore.
Yeah?
When the show first came out, all the time, bro.
All the damn time, I bet. Yeah.
Go to a bar,
Larry. Yeah, especially in FOA. It's like you're waiting tables are managing. It's like, what's your name? Larry. Larry.
Nope.
No.
I'm at tables. I'm Lawrence. It's never Larry.
Never Larry. Okay.
Lawrence is a cool name.
Thank you.
Super underrated.
Thank you.
Names with L's, all underrated. Except for Linda. She lives up to the status.
So like Louisville, that's cool with you?
Right to the heart.
Oh.
That's a Florida State.
He
fan
asked
right
me
there.
a wrong question tonight.
Oh,
We're in restaurant talk, not Florida State talk.
That's fair. That's
Oh,
fair. Actually, a good day for us, but we'll get into it.
well,
It was.
spe-
It was. It was
speaking of Florida State,
Oh, we're about to just dive in, aren't
Well,
we?
you flipped the
Please don't,
five-star
Drew. Please
offensive
don't.
lineman?
What?
no,
Please, Drew.
I just want to talk about the. There's a list I have here of the total touchdowns scored this season.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
not get into
we
that.
have
That's
number
like
one.
last season, bro.
We have number one Ashton Genty with 24, Bryson Daly, R.J. Harvey, and Caleb Johnson all tied at 21.
RJ
And
Harvey
then it's going
played
to
for
say
who?
Florida State's offense
UCF.
somewhere.
Oh, who was their head coach?
Gus Malzahn.
Where's he work now?
Yeah,
Florida
where's he
State.
at?
Okay.
Okay,
That's
cool.
see that like we're talking future and Drew's just stuck in the past.
Then
So
you
now,
have,
so now we officially have 3 little brothers in the state. Thank you.
so you've
Just because
got,
we're 2 and 10 doesn't mean that we don't have little brothers. We're down.
2 and 10's an anomaly.
at number 5, you have Dylan Sampson with 20, Trey Stewart with 20 as well, Mario Anderson Jr. with 17.
How long is this fucking I always feel like you
Like
got a
Jalen-
list.
Go.
and your
Jalen
phone's
Milrow.
like this big.
He's trying to get to Florida State's
Yeah.
offense number is what he's trying to get to.
Yeah. It's a long way
with
down, we know.
Makai Hughes with 15, Omarion Hampton with 14, Anthony Hankerson with 14,
Well, it's like
Brayshawn Tutton from Virginia Tech with 14.
it's like his phone's one of the ancient scrolls.
And then here we have Florida State's entire offense with 14.
Yay.
He found this list in a bottle on the beach.
Yeah.
It says like Heisman.
Every
Florida
time
State. And it's like, what is Florida
But,
State
hey,
going
every time you read a list from now on, you start it with hear ye, hear ye.
Yeah, because here's the
Hear
thing.
ye, hear ye. I have some better news for Florida State fans.
Okay.
Because it's just crazy how
A normal
this,
Drew Gorman story.
I just find it insane what the 12-team college football playoff has done for college football. Because if we take a look at Clemson's resume real quick, they have 0 ranked wins, lost their only 2 ranked games on its schedule, embarrassed by Louisville at home,
There's your L word.
Who?
Oh, yeah, look at you.
Clemson,
Clemson?
and they still have a chance to earn a first round bye if they win the ACC championship game.
Which is,
I don't think if they win, they're going to be the 12 seed.
I mean, we can't. Yeah.
Still
because
if they
They
win,
get a
they,
first
they
round
still
bye.
get a
won't
first
get a
round
bye.
bye.
They
No,
won't
they
get
get
a
a-
bye.
yeah.
No, because Arizona State and Iowa State are both ranked above them. So I would imagine whoever wins the Big 12 at that point will take.
But doesn't
the
the
4 seed.
conference champion get 1, 2, and 1, 2,
that's
3,
what I'm
and
saying.
4?
So
or
the
is
Big
it-
12 champion will take the 4 seed at that point, and then Clemson will be the 12 seed to go on the road.
There's no way.
That's
either one
ugly.
of them is
But
better
the
than
but
Clemson.
the craziest part is they still have a chance.
Which is cool.
Which is fine because they're going to win their conference. But the real conversation that comes out of that, which
SMU
I-
is winning the conference.
Well, I think so too. I think so too. We're gonna make picks later. But the real part about that, like, and we won't spend too long on this right now because obviously we have a whole nother conversation to be had. But I was talking to Larry before, or let's just say Lawrence.
Either one.
I was
I'm
talking
cool
to
with
Lawrence
whatever.
before we went on the air tonight, and the real conversation starter is like that final spot, right? If Clemson beats SMU. 11-2 SMU or 9-3 Alabama, because that last spot is right there. Like that spot's going to go to one
SMU.
of them. And it's if you put Alabama in over SMU, are they a better team? Maybe, but now you're punishing SMU for playing the extra game, for getting to play for their conference championship. And
Alabama can't beat running quarterbacks. SMU would beat Alabama.
in both of SMU's losses would technically be to would be at BYU, and then their other one would be
They haven't. They're 11-1.
right. I'm just saying their
If they
other
lose
loss
to
would be
Clemson.
to
They would
Clemson.
lose to Clemson.
In the ACC championship.
Yeah. I mean,
Hear you, be known that in the state, Drew forever be known through the lands as the keeper of the scrolls.
keeper of the scrolls. Drew.
Drew Gorman. All right, folks. So the whole point of tonight, we're gonna take you inside customer service. We were calling it inside restaurants, but I feel like there's so much more to customer service because we know retail shop owners now. We know a lot of people within customer service, and it just goes so deep. And now that I'm seeing more of the retail side of it, I can tell you it's a lot different. So instead of being inside the restaurant, we're gonna call this inside customer service. Tonight is gonna be part 2. And it's going to be front of the house employees.
Let's go.
I was a front of the house employee from 2012 to 2024. Some pauses in between, but most of the time, front of the house employee. How long have you been in the industry?
4 years now.
4 years now?
Yeah.
So what did you do before being a server?
When I first moved here, I did beach service for a little bit. When I was living back home,
I think everybody has to go through. It's like a rite of passage. You have to work for beach.
Wild
beach
customer service,
beach
like wild.
service,
We want to hear those
by
stories.
far the hardest job of my life. And when I was living back home, I was working on boilers, climbing in and out of boilers all day long, doing new installs, repairs. Beach service, hardest job I've ever had.
It's wild. That's you grab the trash cans every morning, right?
No. So I was out in 30A.
Okay.
So I was out in 30A, and it was a private beach, but you were setting up 600 to 800 chairs a day, and it was just 7 a.m. to whenever it was done. It was 12 to 15-hour days, and if you got scheduled to do a bonfire that night, you're doing a bonfire from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then you're having to break down those chairs and put them all away, and there's no lights out there.
Right.
And once you put the fire out, good luck.
Right.
And then there was a lot of the area itself brought a lot of entitlement because of money.
Yeah.
So
30A is big on that.
You had a lot of kids running around that they knew they could get in trouble because mommy and daddy would get them out of trouble.
Oh yeah.
So by far, that was the hardest job. And then I got into the service industry. So I've been serving for 3 or 4 years now.
And you like it?
Yeah, I enjoy the customer service side of it. I think that's why I enjoyed retail when I was younger. I enjoy the customer engagement. I don't really care for the other stuff that comes with it, but the customer side of it, I think that's why I want to do real estate and stuff like that. It's still dealing with customers, but at a different capacity.
Right. So how was we're not going to talk about where you work, right? But can we talk about? Are we able to talk about like how's your management style there? Like how are you? Do you feel like your managers kind of have your back most of the time with customers?
Yes.
Yeah,
all the time.
See, that's pretty rare in the restaurant
Especially
industry.
with how big we are. You figure we're probably, if not the busiest, one of the busiest places in Panama City, and it's a constant. You get people from all across the country, and they're on a 3-hour wait, and they're hammered.
Right.
And sometimes they don't agree with everything, right?
Yeah, no, it's
They
going to
get
happen.
a 3-hour wait, and then they're out in a half hour for the most part, but that 3 hours they're standing there drinking and whatever else, or they've been on the beach drinking all day.
They're
So
hot.
So management has always had our backs.
That's good.
For the 3 years I've been there, they've always had our backs.
That's awesome.
I remember
That's really dope.
I remember having this conversation with him a while back whenever we were trying to get one of our other friends into the serving business to get him out of a hole he's put himself in. But I remember.
So
Adam.
Drew, can I ask you this? Right. Let me just like sidetrack you real quick. Actually, everyone in this room, is serving a good way to get out of a hole? And we can answer that question later.
in a
And you can continue with your story.
In this town, yes.
Is it though? Yeah.
I think it is anywhere.
Yeah.
Only because say you do what Drew
Sorry, I
does.
cut
Say
you
you
off,
do
bro. I
yeah,
hated
sorry, Drew. Drew does construction. Like he's going to work his hours. He knows what his paycheck's going to be every 2 weeks unless he works overtime. As a server, you're like, "Oh, I'm short on a bill. I can pick up this extra shift that I'm not originally scheduled for," where he may not be able to do that.
Yep.
Is that how it works, guys?
I think so in a large capacity, especially nowadays, because somebody's always willing to give up a shift right now.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the last 2 years you've seen a real turn in that, because like even back when I was back at a big restaurant in Panama City Beach, it was impossible to like nobody wanted to give up their shift. Like it was impossible to pick up a shift. Nowadays, it's like if you're sitting at home and you're like bored and you're like, I could use an extra $250 tonight. It's somebody will give you their shift.
Correct.
I think in the right place, in the right town, yes, serving can get you out of a hole.
But it can also dig you a hole.
It can, yes, and
Why?
Hold on.
I mean, like that's a big. Yeah. Sorry.
you're good. You're good. Hold on. Just keep going.
whenever I was a server, I was living in Middle Tennessee in the middle of nowhere. I was also working at an Applebee's, so not really known for high prices and whatnot. But thankfully I was living at home with mom and dad, so I made enough money to live off of what I wanted, but I could not have done it as a living.
Right.
Working as
I
a
understand
service
that.
industry employee under a corporate blanket is absolutely garbage. I don't know if anybody here has ever done it. Like,
God, I love Kyle Wright.
yeah, it's I worked. I mean, no free ads, but we'll bash them for free, right?
I love you, Kyle Wright. I love you.
I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings for a short time, and it's the worst job I've ever had. It was that. I mean, it was. And this one here is locally franchised, but it's still like the corporate microscope of working as a service industry employee for a place like that. And so, Applebee's, like, while it might not seem like much, like, it's somewhere where I would never work at Applebee's. Like, I've been working on the railroad ass, like, get out there and hammer down on the fucking railroad tracks before I'd work at
John hit me
Applebee's.
over.
Knowing the food Applebee's puts out, I couldn't work at Applebee's.
There's no way. There's no.
It's all
no way.
microwaved.
Yeah, it's.
Like, I'm
It-
good
it
on
really
that.
is. I mean,
It is.
How important is that, Chris? Doing both sides of it, because you're primarily a chef. We all call you Chef Chris.
Yeah.
But you've worked a lot in the front of the house. How important is it to work somewhere that puts out good food on a consistent basis?
every day, man. That's why Christo's, no free ads, but I will give them one.
Christo's is my favorite place on the beach.
Because there is no better restaurant on Panama City Beach outside of maybe one or two high-end restaurants that is better than Christo's as a whole restaurant for what it does.
Yeah.
Like, they are true to what they are, right? And they do it
day in and day out.
day in and day out fantastically. And it's really, really hard to do that. But their service is fantastic. Their front of the house staff is, I would take them in a heartbeat over most staffs in Bay County. And their food, world class. And it's also like, I will tell you, it's the cleanest kitchen in Bay County. I've been in a lot of them, almost all of them. Restaurants in Bay County. It's the cleanest restaurant in Bay County.
Wow.
I promise you.
I've gone in there before, and you walk in, and when you first do it, it's attached to a gas station, right? If you've never been to Christo's,
Yeah.
which I guess no free ads, but we'll send them the clips from this episode.
Yeah, we
and
will.
see if they'll get us some
They're
royalties
so
here.
awesome.
If you've never been to Christo's, number one, highly recommend. I'll go as far to say best wings on Panama City Beach. I think I mean there's a couple good contenders out there, like underlying contenders, but maybe in Bay County. Anyway, if you go to
Kyle.
Christo's, get the tuna dip, right? It's the best smoked tuna dip in Panama City Beach. It's absolutely worth it. When you walk in, it's a dainty little restaurant. It's attached to a gas station. It's kind of sketchy when you first walk in.
A lot of people turn their nose from it because it's attached to a gas station.
Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming. It's almost like overstimulating would be the word I'm looking for. When you walk in, because there's a crowd of people, it's very small. Take the chance. I'm telling you. Sit down, enjoy yourself.
We had growing up in South Louisiana, like 90% of the best restaurants were attached to gas stations.
We are adopting that in Panama City, Florida, Drew, if you haven't noticed.
Like it's amazing. And then we had a P&S Christmas party there one year. I went and Michaela was going to meet me. It was right after we did a Right On Sports show one night. And we ended up going over there and Michaela was like, "Oh, it's attached to a gas station?" I'm like, "If it's attached to a gas station, it's got to be good."
Just from prior experience growing up.
If it's attached to a gas station and Eddie picked it, it's got to be good.
Eddie never let us down with the food, that's for sure.
Fat boys know how to eat, man.
To this
Shout out
day.
to Eddie. Shout out
Till
Eddie.
this day.
So, golly, man, there's a thousand
Hello,
different
Jesse
directions. Who's Jesse Green?
Jesse Green's my boy. Jesse Green owns 2 restaurants in North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he could tell some stories. Yeah, he could.
So tell some stories here, Chris, because you have seen some shit, especially in the last, let's just say 2 or 3 years of our acquaintanceship.
4 years.
4 years.
So
of
I've
our
had a rough
acquaintanceship.
4 years, Kyle Wright. I so bad want to ask Kyle Wright one question, and
You can go for it.
let's just give him 90 seconds.
Go for it.
Kyle Wright, 90
All right.
You
seconds.
want a timer, Kyle?
Yeah.
90
Let me
seconds.
fucking stretch, dude. I got a knee injury.
It's
Because
only
he
90
said-
seconds. You can do it.
He
I
said
can't.
something.
My
that-
wife's like, she's going to give them 90 seconds.
Oh, shit. Your wife's jealous, Kyle.
You let me know when you're ready. When you're done
Okay,
asking the question,
90
I'll start it.
seconds.
All right. I need a
And-
5-second thinking period.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
95 seconds.
Done. Wait, no, once you're
Lawrence
done with
is
the question,
over here on the money, bro.
do it.
I don't know what
And
the fuck's about
you-
to
you
happen.
guys
about
should
that.
hire
I have
him.
No idea.
Anyway, I'm about to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it like Kyle Wright would answer a question. And that's the most important part of this podcast is Kyle Wright answering questions like he does.
If you're around kids, turn it down.
Yeah, y'all need to. This is not about to be a not safe for work answer, but I want to know.
Reddit tabs.
I want to know. God, I love Reddit. And anyway, I want to know what the fuck makes a great wing, Kyle Wright, and I want to know why you believe the restaurant, whatever it is that you believe has the best wings in Panama City, why they do that.
Okay, so wings are really, really, really hard to get right. They're also
90 seconds.
They're also really hard to screw up. So for me, a good wing is I've worked inside the service industry. I've seen food cost. I know it's higher than it used to be. Wings are not $2.50 a piece. So pricing is important to me. Like if I understand like $1.50 wing, like if I can get 10 wings for, let's just say $20, like 10 wings for $2 a wing is probably fair. So pricing's important for me. The way I cook my wings is I have a long like 4-step process, right? I brine them overnight. I pat them dry.
60 seconds.
I grill them and then I finish them in the air fryer. So that's the way I do my wings, and my wings are the best ones I've ever had. Now, what makes a perfect wing in a restaurant? That's hard to answer. Price is the big one. They have to be crispy. I hate nothing worse than a soggy chicken wing. They've got to be crispy, and the sauce has to be unique. I'm not going for
You want something different when it comes to a sauce.
right. I'm not going to a restaurant for Ken's Jug buffalo sauce. No free
25
ads.
seconds.
I don't need the extra 20 seconds. I think that makes a wing to me. A unique sauce and a crispiness and retaining its juiciness.
In a reasonable price.
And a reasonable price.
Have you gone to Salty
Beautiful.
Sue's on the beach?
I love Salty Sue's.
They have really good happy
that
hour,
was awesome.
no free ads.
I really
was
thought that
awesome.
question was going to make me like really go crazy.
Start sweating over
I thought
there.
he was about to say like, all right,
No.
top 5 chicks you've interacted with.
No, I would never do that
wings.
to you live on air. We've had
Rachel!
those conversations.
Yeah, she
like,
is number one. Met my wife at CC's Pizza, so number one.
Kyle Wright has a story, y'all,
As
that
he was eating Cece's fucking chicken
that
wings.
actually.
Who's Cece's?
Who is Cece?
Who is CC? I can't go my Secret Service on this episode because there is a great like my favorite, because it's not technically like as a restaurant employee, my favorite story of all time did happen at
a
working
restaurant.
security at a restaurant, but it was during nightclub hours and I was not on as a. I can't tell that one on
ask.
this show. This is a kid's show. This is PG rated.
I got this tattoo on my leg, bro, and it says FDK.
FDK.
Let's hear it, bro.
I can't do that one
It
on
is
here.
the greatest story. We should do actually, Kyle and Drew should do a special podcast on that story. And you should tell the story, how you tell stories. Because you're a storyteller and it's good.
There are layers to that story, and it's really messed up. I don't know if you've heard it, the chainsaw story.
Nope.
Okay, then you have, or lawnmower story.
Nope.
Okay, then you haven't heard it. Yeah.
But he had one. Anyway.
Yep. It was
Don't even give us details if we can't talk about it.
Yeah. Ask me off the air. Immediately when we go off the air, I'll
yeah.
remind me and I'll tell you about it.
Tabbing that, saving that for later.
Yeah. All right. So 4 years where you're at now, almost slipped up there. Anything before that?
Service industry wise?
Right.
No, not at all.
So 4 years working in Panama City Beach, you've probably seen some stuff. So any crazy stories that you'd like to share, that you're able to share?
Crazy, obnoxious? Not really. I mean, most of the time it's just customers being obnoxious. In the workplace itself, no. If you're going to see anything exciting, it's going out to one of the bars. Really, at the restaurants, for the most part, it's tame. You do get the drunk people who come in, but that's everywhere you go at this point. But I don't have any like extraordinary stories.
Has there in recent memory been an order that you've taken that's been a little off the wall, like they've asked to change something out?
Gluten allergies.
What's funny is Chef Ross sat in that exact
I
chair.
bet you we will have a lot of gluten allergies up there tonight.
Only because people who say they got a gluten allergy and then they order something that contains gluten, it's not going to bother me. I'm like, if you have the allergy, it's going to bother you. So anything gluten allergy related when it comes to an order just irks me more than anything.
So Jesse Green says they're selling about 500 pounds a week in wings right now. That's insane.
It is.
When I was delivering
lot of wings.
tractors, I always looked.
Dude, that dude right there knows how to cook some wings. I can't wait for you to eat his wings, Kyle Wright. Jesse Green, I need you to feed Kyle Wright your wings. Like, I need him to
He's
eat
in
them.
North Carolina.
He is. Yeah.
Here, have a wing.
You're going to get a special
What-
delivery box.
But bro,
What part of
like
North
when
Carolina?
like he's in the Highlands area, so he's Franklin. Like he has a couple of restaurants up there. He's
Still got a house, Jesse?
he does. Yeah, it's a beautiful home. Like his family's awesome. And,
Okay. How
yeah.
close to Charlotte is that?
Close enough that
I'll be there next December.
close
so.
enough that we could go for the ACC championship. Yeah,
Next
for sure. Yeah,
Planning it out.
Yeah.
Long-term plans,
Yeah.
boys.
Yep. We'll
close
see it.
enough for us to watch whip Miami's ass. I can tell you that.
I don't want to play
Let's-
Miami twice.
Oh, I want to
don't.
play Miami
They-
every
they-
time I
they
can.
Didn't, if they didn't make
If
the
there's
ACC,
12 Miami games, let's go.
if they didn't make the ACC championship this year, it's never going to happen for Miami.
This is also facts.
I love it.
This year has just been ugh.
So just talking about dealing with customers, dealing with people, it gets so frustrating sometimes because I served in the military, I've done security, so I've developed over time this attitude where everybody when they walk through the door gets the same benefit of the doubt.
As they should.
Everybody's going to get the same respect, but as soon as you lose that from me, I'm done.
Right.
Like, and I don't go straight to being disrespectful, but I will match your energy, right? So I want to talk to everybody that comes through the door, but some people that come through the door, they don't want to talk. I worked a lot of lunch shifts, so people want to come in. A lot of guys will come in by themselves. You know, they're workers. They'll come in, they'll sit down, they want to eat their spaghetti, they want to get the hell out. They don't want to talk. I respect that. I love that because I'm like half intro, half extrovert. Like I love talking to people. I love doing stuff like this, but a lot of the time, like I'm cool with staying to myself. Like I don't mind doing that. But I was a manager at a restaurant in Port St. Joe for a very short time, and matching the energy of Port St. Joe tourism is very tough because in the 3 weeks that I worked at that place, I had 3 people get in my face, and like to the point where like, dude, we're on a 2-hour wait. Okay, well, you have open tables. Okay, well, I'll have only 4 servers tonight.
But a lot of people don't understand how that works.
yeah,
It's ridiculous, man.
I think everybody in
should
some
talk about
capacity
that.
should work in a
for
restaurant.
sure.
Oh yes.
it should
whether
be
it's-
mandatory.
Hosting, busing, serving, whatever it may be,
Yes.
or even retail.
Yeah, customer service.
Any customer service job, you've got to do it sometime in your life to give a better understanding of
Every
everything.
single person.
Yes.
It's just not that simple. If there's 20 tables and you have 4 servers, like everybody can have 5 tables. That's cool. But if you're in a
But
restaurant,
when there's 7 tops, 8 tops, 9 tops,
right. So it's all about guest count, right? And it's also some restaurants like the one I worked in before losing my job a couple months ago.
Getting fired.
We had to bus our own tables. We had to run our own food, right? So it's
And what sucked about that place was it was seat yourself. Like
in the mornings.
you
yes.
walk in and you got sat and it was just okay, guess I'm taking that table.
So was that when they would seat themselves? Did y'all do it by section or just do it by ups?
So that's only in the morning. So you would do it by ups. And the way that restaurant worked is they had a back room where if somebody didn't check in with you when they came in, and you're back there making, because every pasta came with a salad, right? So you have to make your own salads, you have to run your own food, you have to bust your own tables in the morning. So if it gets busy, it's absolute fucking chaos.
Right.
It's a nightmare. So I've never been in the weeds with 3 or 4 tables in my life until I worked there. Basically, I've worked in restaurants where the servers have to do everything except wipe their own ass, and this was not one of those places.
Was that in St. Joe?
No, that was Angelina's. No, St. Joe was a nightmare. St.
Oh, buddy.
St. Joe was
We should have never did that.
no. That was
And I remember, I speak from we very loudly.
that was a rough decision there. That was a I do hold you accountable for that one in the back of my mind.
I understand that one,
And,
Jason.
it's
Jesse Green is the best restaurant owner I've ever worked for, and I will go on record for that.
Most restaurants suck because of the owners.
Yeah, but the
So-
one that said that, he is the best owner I've ever
like
worked
where
for.
I'm
100%.
at now,
Yeah.
where I'm at now, the owners are great. Where I was at before that, man,
So you've worked in more than one place.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So without mentioning exactly who it is, where it is, tell stories about that.
That place was a joke. The food was horrible. It was the same thing where the servers had to do everything themselves. They couldn't keep any support staff. In the 7 months I worked there, we went through 3 GMs. how do you? And then come off season, we all know how off season hits us here.
Yeah.
It
That
hurts.
off season, you're fighting for $40 a day. How do you pay your bills on $40 a day?
in
But it's
prime
low- you
in a prime location too.
But it's location. The food prices were ridiculous for very cheap food.
I remember what that was. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
It just light
Yeah.
bulb came on, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Horrible. Would never recommend that place to anybody.
I mean, that place has also failed 3 or 4 times now.
Right.
That
Correct. That location
That
itself.
location, and I believe with the same owners of
So
each.
the owners who own it now are the ones who bought the previous establishment and changed it from that establishment, which a lot of people loved. If you love beer and hot dogs, you know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
here. And they changed it to what it is now, and that place is horrible. The management's horrible. All across the board, it's horrible.
I've known a lot of people. I say a lot. I've known like 3 or 4 people that have worked there on different occasions, and the stories always seem to be the same. Because I almost went out there and worked one point. You know James Bird. I think he was out there for a short time. So we went and saw him one day. He wasn't the one that Hodges Jones used to work out there. I know you know Hodges.
Yeah.
Micah worked there at one point, didn't he?
No.
No. So maybe
Micah took Hodges from there.
That's right. Okay, that's right. Because yeah, so dude, that place has never survived. It's not going to live through what it is now. Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand exactly. You looked miserable the night we came to see you.
Oh, dude, that
$1
place was-
beer. Who the hell's that? Gonna
$1
attract?
beer all day
$1
long.
bit.
All day
It was
long,
$1 beer, bro. And it was like Bud Light, wasn't it?
Bud Light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$1 Bud Lights 24/7.
it was. Well, not
Nah.
24/7, but
I mean,
12/7.
I'd go after work and he'd hook me up.
It was nice
Really?
before Dune, except the problem with that was Drew has the bladder of like a 2-year-old. So we're trying to watch this movie,
know.
and Drew's getting up to piss
Big
every
facts.
30 seconds.
Oh, that's right. Y'all went to the movies that night. It was
Yeah.
you,
And
Nick,
then came-
Drew.
And Brian Bassett
Yep.
And Liam.
and Liam. Yeah, my cousin Liam was there as well.
That was a interesting
Jesse, is
interesting
that
time.
all year round? They make about $2,000 a week, or
yeah.
Are you
prime
about to
season.
You about to move?
not there?
That's all year round.
That's year round, huh?
Yeah.
So that's roughly.
I got to go see it. I went up there and saw it. Jesse's one of my best friends, and I'm glad he tuned in tonight. But
So that's about what I make close to what I make a week now during the summer.
yeah. But we're talking about they
Year
don't
round.
have
They don't have an off season.
But
because
here's
of
the thing:
location.
like for us, we have one season here.
right, and that one season is going to kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's gonna suck, right? Like,
but you
we're gonna-
can make enough money that one season to get through the off season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're working 8 months,
Right.
and whereas up there, you're looking at like they have multiple seasons. So certain people come in the summer because they want to go hiking.
Right.
Then some people come in the winter because they want to see the winter stuff. They want to see the trees change. They call them leaf lookers.
Dude, I get it. I'm from Maryland.
And
so
like, yeah, like, so
Get
it's
it.
like they have they have seasons. So they have real seasons. It's not like we just have summer.
it's still summer right now. It's just a little cooler outside.
like it's just cold, like outside, but we have summer, you know?
One thing that happens in the restaurant that I'd like to we wanted to go into this in the back of the house episode, so I really want to make sure we hit on it tonight, is the mental toll that a job like that has, right?
Oh my God.
Especially when you're a parent. Like I know it's really, really hard, man. I took a $15,000 pay cut to get out, essentially. Like I didn't leave on my own terms. Obviously, it was we all got fired. That's the joke we make every week, right? Everybody got fired.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I like that. But the mental toll that working in a restaurant has on a person, because even if you have a good day, it's really hard to literally play caterer all day long.
Mm-hmm.
You are literally the word server comes from servant, right? Like you are literally that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You are.
It's so mentally tolling, man. Like I was in a dark place. I will tell you this. I was already kind of looking to get out of the service industry when my son called me on his birthday. My schedule was always the same. You know how it is. You struggled to get tonight off for that reason. When you set your schedule, you try to keep it that way, because if you
Correct.
give it up, it's going to be hard to get it back in certain places. And it was like that out there. So I always worked doubles Monday, double Tuesday. I was off Wednesday and Thursday. Then I worked Friday night and then Sunday night. So I was off 3 days a week, only worked 4 days a week, never touched 40 hours. and still made more than my wife on a 3-year
And it
degree.
was probably okay.
And I did good. I did
Yeah,
really
you
good.
loved it.
But my son's birthday fell on a Tuesday this year, and I didn't change it, right? And it was in late August, so we're coming into the off season. And I call him on his birthday, after school, and I was like, "How was your day at school?" Because it was only like I think maybe second full week of school. Drew, we turn that fan on. I'm drinking alcohol and I'm fat, so you know what happens. That's also like
You're
your
gonna give
only,
Drew the
Kyle, right,
chills.
I
He's
want-
gonna have to
that's
I
also
wanna
like
tell
your
you that
only
you're
job
beautiful.
every night. Like
You're beautiful.
fanboy.
I turn on the cameras, I get us going, I hit record.
Hey, I'm over here for OnlyFans.
That is your only
So-
fan.
My son told me on the phone, "I wish you were gonna be home tonight, Daddy," and I was like,
That hit.
"Damn."
Yeah.
Damn.
I get it.
So like that's when it started to click. Like, hey, my wife's gonna need my help. Carson's 6, he's full blown ADHD. He's high energy, but he needs to go to bed at a decent time every night. He needs to be fed every night. And then our 2-year-old's autistic. So Rachel's gonna need my help. So it was like that mental toll was already there. Like, I'm not doing enough as a dad, I'm not doing enough as a husband. And no matter, like, I felt that way about it. It didn't matter how anybody else feels about it. Like, it was weighing on me time and time again. And every time I saw you, I was like dog dead tired because I'm doing that all day, right? So I'm talking to people all day there. And then in my off time, Wednesdays we're doing this. Thursdays I'm at ESPN. So I'm just talk. And it would never break, man. And now
Never not.
I'm
speaking.
so happy.
Yeah, it was. I only did it for a short amount of time, but serving and like I said, we had at Applebee's. We had 2 rush nights. I didn't work Sunday mornings, so I didn't get the church crowd. But I worked every Friday night and every Saturday night.
We're gonna
Sunday
come back. We're
mornings?
gonna circle back to the church crowd.
Yeah, we got to
And-
we got to talk about the church
Yeah.
crowd.
You get the church crowd over there, right? Yeah, oh yeah.
But I dreaded Friday nights and Saturday nights because I knew I was going to get my ass kicked. But I was going to walk out with a couple $100,
Right.
And I was gonna be happy. But I hated. I couldn't. Like I said, it was only 2 nights. The rest of the time, you're fighting for $40.
Right.
And I don't know. Like I said, I was so happy that I was living at home with mom and dad, so I didn't have to worry about extracurricular expenses, rent, stuff like that. But at the same breath, I don't know. It's got me going through that period of my life. I was like, I don't know if I would want to do this on a daily basis to live off of.
So I'm not going to say I hate it because I think I thoroughly enjoy it, but it is hard every day going in and putting on a front, especially with our location where we are, where it's all tourists for the most part. We've got people coming from all across the country with different backgrounds, the way they carry themselves, the way they talk to people. And I think that's the hardest part because you got to find a way to be uniform to everybody
Yeah.
to make it where you can connect to everybody you talk to.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're going to make money. Like, yeah, we're busy. We're one of the busiest spots in Panama City.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you can't connect with your tables, you're still not going to make money.
Right.
No matter how many
100%.
guests you have, if you can't connect, they're not going to tip you well. So I think, like Kyle was saying, like how exhausting it is. Like, I've always been a big extrovert. I've always been you can look at my brother and see the difference in me and him.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's a lot more quiet, kept to himself. But now when I get off work, I don't want to go out. I don't want to be around more people. Like, I just want to go home, see my dogs, smoke my weed, and just relax.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And I think it's just because of the front we put on all day long.
All day.
Wearing that mask all day long, you got to go home and take
And
it off.
it's not very often you get a table where you can let it go.
Yeah.
Where you can
But
just
what
put-
happens when you do?
you make more money?
Like, what kind of more money?
I average.
So what happens when you let it go?
So I normally average 20 to 25% tips. Like, I do well, but on the
Panama
tables
City
that-
Beach.
right? The tables I can actually like just relax with and joke with and stuff like that. It jumps up to 35, 40 to 50% or more. But it's not very often
Wow.
you get those guests that allow you to do that
Right.
because they're set in their ways of how they are.
How big are your sections?
During summer, depending on the section you get, most sections are 4-table sections.
So you have a good opportunity to build rapport.
Not where I'm at,
No, because they're big tables, or
because of how fast we're moving.
okay.
Ours, you got to figure by 4 o'clock, we're on a 2.5, 3 hour wait every day.
So, like, what is a section?
So, like, what is a section as a whole, or like how many tables, or
Yeah, I mean, we
So-
know that, like, what does a section look like on that type of day?
chaos.
So,
Our sections, it's
explain
you got-
what a section is.
So
Like,
one
for
of
the
our
people that don't
sections,
know.
you've got four booths that can hold up to 6 people per booth. Then you got another table that holds up to another 6 people. So you figure, what's that, 6 times 5?
That's 30 seats. Yeah.
30
So you're
seats
waiting on
alone
30 seats, 30 people at one time.
at one time.
Once.
And it's
At once.
yeah, and with me being one of the quicker servers, as soon as they know my drinks are down at a table, my next table's getting set. So I've got a 2-minute window of each one of my tables getting set.
And you know that.
I know that.
And if
Holy shit,
and
you're a
it's
professional.
And it's nice when you can be on a rhythm, right? Because
Wow.
I was the same way. Like
But
I'm good at that. Like
but
it's boom, boom, boom. It's
so
a rhythm.
you guys make me excited. I love this.
So
Let's go.
I've got little like things that bother me if other people do it. If you run my drinks for me, I hate you because it's part of my system. It's my system to. I've done checked in on this table, this table, this table. I got to go get this beer from the well. If I get to the well and there's no beer there, my timing's off.
Holy shit. Yeah.
If
so
I
somebody
need your
helped
help,
you
I'll
and
ask.
they screwed you up.
If I
like
need
every-
your help, I'll ask for it.
Everybody who I work with, they know not to run my drinks because it messes my timing up, especially when we're busy and I'm getting my ass kicked for 7 hours. My timing is the only thing I've got. If my timing's off, everything else goes off. So it's like when something comes out wrong and I've got to go get it fixed, that's 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds, right? It's only 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a lot
30
Right.
seconds and your job is a
because
shitload.
that 30 seconds has now thrown off another table.
yeah.
Their refills are going a little bit farther than what I wanted. It's all a timing thing.
So
Snowball effect.
Big snowball
Yeah.
effect.
Huge.
So talking about allowing you to be yourself at a table, I did this for you as well, with you as well. I've been to see you at your restaurants. I've been to see you at your restaurants. I saw you at your restaurant, but you were cooking and having fun, having a blast doing it. But
I'm so sorry, Drew.
but
That was a different age.
that was a different Christopher.
that was. Yes.
How what does it make you feel, or what how does it make you as a server be able to show up at a table and look at, okay, here's my friend, I still need to see my other tables, I still need to take care of everything,
I'll take that one.
but I still want to see my friend. Like, what is your mindset on
So,
it?
like-
And feel free to tell me I'm a jackass and you treat me just like everybody else.
No. So like,
No.
so for example, say you and Eddie come in, right? You and
Yeah.
Eddie come in. Of course, you're still going to get the customer service side, right? But I know I don't have to worry about you guys as much. You're going to be more patient
Yeah.
than what these people are out of town are. So it makes me be a little bit more laid back, and I can pay more attention to them if my friends are in there.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
friends,
Do you love it when your friends come to see you?
yes and no.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you love
that.
it when it's
Yeah,
slow
that's-
days?
Yeah. When it's slow, yeah, it gives me something to do.
So everyone listening tonight on this chat, you need to go see all of your service industry friends
Right now.
When it's
Time of
freaking
year.
slow,
Right.
y'all need to get out there and go eat. Okay.
You know, that's a good that
Yeah.
it's two different things, Drew, because like I do at that place where you came and watched me, I do two different things, right?
Yeah.
So serving, if you came and sat in my section like that, I would probably, because the sections there are 4 table sections, right? So I would have 20 seats, but I'm responsible for running all my own food, busting my
right.
tables.
So where I'm at, I don't do any of that.
And
Right.
And there was one night I had
I
gone.
pre-bus and that's it.
It was the Saints were playing on a Thursday night, and I went over and
Free
I
Jello shot. Oh shit!
and-
Yeah, we know where
sorry,
you're
and I
at.
went-
bad.
We know
My
where you're
bad.
at.
and I was like, oh, I want to watch the game. Michaela's doing something. I want to go watch the game. I know Lawrence is working. Let me go hang out with Lawrence for a
Yes,
bit.
Ross. That is correct. Yes. Tip accordingly.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You can camp, but tip accordingly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Camp
so
all you want.
I was
but take care of us.
I was by myself, and I walked in, and that place was packed. And I looked around, and I was like, nope, I'm not taking up one table in Lawrence's section for just me. I'm not going to do that. Number one, because I know how much money he can make off of this 4 top sitting right here, as opposed to just me.
Yeah.
Not saying I don't want to hang out with you,
Right.
but I don't want to do that to your checkbook, and
Right.
and I'm not going to get in between anybody in their checkbook. And the days that I go to see Kyle, I made sure he was at the bar because I can take up a seat at the bar for God knows how long.
One of the things I liked about having guests at the bar, and I worked with a girl that hated having guests at the bar, so it was really hard. But one of the things I liked about having guests at the bar is that we only had 6 booths there, right? Because we had to keep half the bar clear because we do all the to-go orders as well. I worked at a pizza and pasta joint, and you saw it, dude. It's the rhythm thing. Like if you sit at the bar, like you got to get my attention, just like every other bar. If you want something, you have to get my attention. I don't mind serving you. I don't mind people sitting up there, but I'm not a server at this point. I'm a bartender, and this is where 90% of my money is going to come from tonight, right? So I have to focus on these people that are coming in the door to get their orders.
Yeah, to-go stuff.
But it's one of the things I love about the people sitting at the bar is like there ain't no fucking confusion. They can sit there and they can see how busy you are, which is another great thing about working in a small restaurant. And your place is big, but it's small enough to where your people, at least that know
Can
anything,
see you pinballing.
if they could see you busy, they should be more accepting.
I hear you. I hear
It
you.
just doesn't work like that.
People
though.
just think that they're important. And
It's a sense of power people get when they go out to eat.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's we can have that deep conversation of people thinking that they own you because they pay you for food and
They're going to be the one, right? They're going to be the one to tip you.
It's not that. There's no way it's that.
My mom chiming in up there says, I've worked in the food industry and the retail industry, and they're both really stressful jobs.
Entitlement. Yes.
Dealing with arrogant people on a daily basis can take a toll on your mental state of mind. I
sure.
agree.
For sure.
We already read Ross's. Robbie, my boy Rob, says, clientele matters so much. It's crazy how much harder or easier they can make your job. And then Heather. Hi, Heather. Hi, Robbie, by the way. I love you guys. Miss you guys. Heather chiming in with entitlement. Entitlement is a big one.
Yeah, I want to talk about that
So
one.
I waited tables on 38, brother. Like that's like, and we're in a.
Kyle.
It's a small restaurant. We're essentially the McDonald's of 38 because we're the cheapest place out there. But still, the entitlement of people. Like,
Hey, Subway's is across the street.
you ever had anybody ask for a chicken parm grilled?
No.
It's not a chicken parmesan. At
What
that
do you
point.
think would happen if someone asked me for that?
You're gonna get fucking chicken cutlets with marinara.
You're gonna get
You're
grilled chicken with a shitload of tomato sauce on it.
You're gonna get
That
Chris.
is what you're gonna get.
Chris is gonna. Chef Chris will walk it out there.
I
to
love
you.
like my preference is to actually serve people and not cook for them because cooking for them sucks. People just have too many preferences. So like the servers, whenever I became I work at Gulf Coast State College, right? And I'll say that. And I teach front of the house. And I do that. And I talk to my staff now, and they're able to understand that it's like, hey, we're all chefs. We're all chefs. We all want to cook. But we have to understand this. And we have to understand them. Like, we have to be able to go out into the front of the house and we have to be able to serve people. Yeah. Because if we can't, then our business will not grow. And so many students now are just like very shy and they just curl up.
So
Probably hit me.
McDonald's 30 is crazy. Yes. Like,
You gotta hit crazy.
Just crazy. Do they have like the little pepperonis that like pop up?
We don't have the pepperoni cups. No,
You don't have the
I would've
pepperoni
loved
cups?
that, though,
I
as a
mean,
fat
like
boy.
that.
I probably would have
yeah.
never let
That
that
bitch
place
wouldn't
catch
have
on
burnt
fire.
down. That bitch would not
Ain't
have
ruining my
burnt down.
pepperoni snack.
No.
I'd have put out the fucking fire myself.
Seriously, though, like it's like, hey,
2 a.m.
Yeah, it's fucking ain't right. I would smell the pepperoni burning.
It got found at 2 a.m. and had been burning for like 3 hours before that.
Oh, they would have all been cupped when I got there. I would have got sidetracked.
So everyone listening tonight or today or next year, whenever you listen to this podcast, cup pepperonis, plain and simple. If you have children and you're listening, because this is a children's show, please cup your ears. Cup pepperoni is fucking better
Yeah.
by a mile.
I like when they take the grease and they mix it with the ranch and then they drizzle the ranch on it.
By a fucking mile.
So going back to what you were saying a minute ago about teaching the chefs about the front of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
From your perspective and from your perspective, what is the biggest disconnect from the front of house to the back of house? Because there
Oh,
are
only them?
Lawrence, you want me to go first?
because there are two different. I worked for a month as a back of house cook
Okay.
at Applebee's,
Can I
and then I
take-
transitioned to
you
the
can go
front.
first.
What is the biggest? There's two different people
All right.
that work.
I've done both.
I have
want
done
you to
both,
give me
by
2
the way.
minutes.
I have done both.
You take 2 minutes. I'll take 2 minutes. Lawrence take 2 minutes.
I'll close it out. So you go.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
go
yeah.
first.
I'll go first. 2 minutes. Drew, you got to time us. Come on.
It's a 2-minute warning.
Come on.
It's a 2
You
minute
do this
warning.
every week. You weren't ready for this?
Oh, I know you do, and I cannot wait to hear you speak because I think you're a fascinating speaker.
Man.
That's
I'm sitting here kind of brewing on
Oh, God.
that's an excellent question, by the
It
way,
is
Drew.
so
That's a
good.
fantastic fucking question.
So
I'm really
answer
proud of
the
you.
question and ask the question again, and then let's hit play.
what is the biggest disconnect between the front of house and back of house?
Okay. 2 minutes. Biggest disconnect, front of the house, back of the house is number one money. And everybody knows it because front of the house makes so much money. I hate to say this. I'm going to pull a little Kyle Wright out of me right now. I'm the best fucking chef in Bay County.
Yeet.
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 All right. And I ain't scared to say it. If anybody wants to cook against me, I will outcook them. I know that.
I'll eat the food. I ain't going to
Yeah, the food
I'm a
ones.
judge.
Gladly.
So
I'm
we're at 1 minute and 27 seconds, and I'm talking about myself. Great. So anyway,
very chef-like.
so chef-like. Like, anyway, here's the deal. Back of the house, they don't make no money. They don't. That's why I spend most of my time in the front of the house as a chef. Because if you're a chef and you want to make money, the number one place to make it isn't in the back of the house. It's in the front of the house. Because if you can become personable, you can talk to people, you can be out there, and you can support your service staff, they will make more money, and you will make more money. I promise you. I've done it. I've seen it. I've been there. I've watched it. I like to make friends. I love it. I love people. So I didn't get into hospitality because I like cooking. I got into hospitality because I like people, and that was a giant mistake, but I still love people, and I always will. I always love people. And I think I have like 25 seconds left.
20.
So why
gotta
is there
add spaces,
why is
they're
there a
usually
big
15
why is there a big disconnect, Drew? It's because I think the back of the house loves cooking for people.
Jesse, stop throwing out secrets, bro. Relax.
Bro.
Relax.
Bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, Jesse, come on.
Time. Shut up, Chris.
All right, I don't need
I'm
to.
done. I'm done.
Just give me a minute because he touched on something. Money's the biggest thing, man.
It's the biggest.
Money is by far the biggest disconnect. Because I know what I walk out of there with during the summer, and I know my kitchen guys are making the same thing no matter what. But after that, like Jesse, he touched on drama. There's drama everywhere in the front of the house. It's always he said, she said. You got people trying to compare money to one another, and once you start comparing money, then things get ugly.
Yep.
Why? Why do servers compare money?
Because you want to know. You want to know if somebody else is doing better than you.
Yeah, but why are you better than them? Like, sometimes you just have to ask them, be better.
I mean, that's always my stance on it is just
It
be
is?
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes there's
A lot of things
Sorry,
is just
go ahead.
a lot of the things
Yeah.
is just finding your own system that works. But
Yep.
back to the disconnect, the customer side of it. Back of the house, for the most part, doesn't deal with customers at all. You get it, it pops up on your screen, you're moving, you're cooking the whole time. My table 32s don't ask me for 6 cups of ranch right now, so I can't get to 42 now. So it's a big disconnect on that end of it. It's the customer side.
Yeah, I mean that was going to be my just to say one word, right? It was understanding. There's a big lack of understanding between the two sides. I will tell you, as somebody who has spent a lot of time doing both, I would much rather work in the back of the house, just because of the customer side, right? I like dealing with people. Dealing with asshole kitchens, right? Because it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's a big thing that happens a lot of the time, and I'm gonna play victim's advocate here for the front of the house. If you're a cook and you're listening, and I know you're sitting right next to me, It doesn't fucking matter whose fault it was that the
doesn't
dish
matter.
got fucked up.
Dog, it's always the kitchen's fault.
We had
It's always our fault. It's always our fucking fault.
It doesn't.
That's okay.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter.
No.
Like it doesn't,
It doesn't.
fucking matter. If I come to you and I say, "Hey, this was supposed to be a chicken parmesan, not a veal marsala or whatever," like I'm just spitting specifics here, right? Going back to the restaurant I was in because I don't know like the restaurant y'all work in is specifically like, hey, this was supposed to be shrimp Alfredo, not chicken Alfredo. It doesn't fucking matter whether it was my fault or your fault. It got made wrong regardless. There's a customer sitting out there without fucking food. We'll deal with the fucking logistics of it later.
Right.
Let's get this customer their food so they can get the fuck out and I can put another ass in that seat. That is the key. It's understanding because those people in the back of the house, they don't give a shit about what's going on out there because they're back there just doing their job. They want to spit out food. They want to get through their shift. That's my understanding of it. And that's why I've always liked being a chef. That's why I've always liked being a cook because you're just sitting in your spot. You're making your tickets. You don't have to deal with whatever's
right,
coming through
you
that
got
door.
your head down and you're just working.
You just go into work and you keep your head down. Yeah, dude, there's a financial difference, but there's also a responsibility difference. Like, yes, you're responsible for the food, but I'm like the review. Like, the food can suck if the service is bad, or the food could be the best food in the world. If the service is bad, that's what they're going to be shitty about.
They will not come
My
back.
drink was empty the whole time. They will not
Service
come
is
back.
number one.
So service is
sure.
number one. They're
It's
the first face you
hospitality.
see. They're the first face you see. They're the last
That's it.
face you see.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give anything a try twice. Like, if something was bad, I'll give it another try.
Yeah.
'Cause it could have been just that day they were off.
Yeah.
It could have been a different cook back there.
Yeah.
I'll give anything a try twice.
Yeah.
And people should. People should give twice tries.
Well, also talking on that, every time I'd go see him at one of his previous places, I'd go to order something. He's like, "No, so and so's back there cooking. You should probably order this."
I get it. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
That's right, Justin.
And I'm a very honest server when it comes to my tables. I tell, like, if a table asks me how I feel about something, I'll tell you the truth. Because if I go out to eat, I want my server to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will be
Don't
candid.
tell me what's
like I will be
expensive.
like, hey, if
Yeah.
you want to order that, I would come back tomorrow because the guy that makes that better is going to be here tomorrow.
Correct.
Because it's not always going to be the same.
Right.
Even with cookie cutter recipes, it's not always going to be the same. There are certain people in the back that take more passion in their job.
And they understand temperatures a little bit better or whatever it may
Right.
be.
Bingo.
And you may have a cook back there who is new and not as well seasoned as
Right.
the next guy.
Or he's too seasoned.
Right.
And just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Right. He does it his way. It's his
Right.
way or no way.
Right.
Even if that doesn't fit that restaurant.
Right.
It's his way or no way.
Right.
I actually worked with a cook at the old place I was at that was the same way. He did not give a shit what the menu said. It was coming out the way he wanted it to come
yeah,
out.
it needs to taste good.
Like, don't get me wrong, he could cook, right?
Yeah.
But like, if the menu says one thing, that's the way it needs to come out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because that's what they're expecting when it comes
Mm-hmm.
out. It needs to be plated the way it's described on the menu. But that's just one of those things where an older cook gets stuck in his ways, and we're all like that to a degree. In whatever we may do in life, it's like, this is how I've done it. This is how I'm going to do it. A lot of people aren't willing to learn a new way because it's brought to them in a different way, a different light. If you're willing to continue to learn,
Yes,
whether
sir.
it's front of the house or back of the house, you'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, Ross, standardized recipes. By the way, ChatGPT makes it a lot easier now.
Chat GPT, really?
Oh, dude.
Yeah?
Oh,
I've seen that.
Chat
that new-
GPT greater than everything.
everything.
I've seen the new what is it, Gemini on Android now through Google. It's like AI. It'll literally talk you.
You
through
can have
cooking.
a whole conversation with it.
Yeah, it's like.
It's like, am I
scary,
supposed
bro.
to talk to
Dog,
you?
I no longer have to talk to myself. That's great.
Yeah, it's
I don't-
really cool.
You mean I don't have to pay for therapy? This is great.
You just got to get off iPhone.
Fuck no.
No, I'm never gonna get rid of my iPhone.
communists.
You could text me now, Kyle, and I can read. I got your read receipts. What's up, dog? Welcome to the new world.
Did you get my read receipt?
Wait,
Here.
what?
I'm an Android guy, bro.
I know you are.
Yeah. Every time I try to text you and I'm not on Wi-Fi, it always tells me the text was not delivered because it's
Lawrence,
trying to
you
go
tell me.
RCS. So I have to send it as an SMS. It's weird.
For
with
me?
with the new update, yeah.
Really?
With the new update, it's weird. And I haven't taken the time to figure out how to fix it.
Mine just sent as an RCS.
Yo.
Yeah.
You see red. Holy cow.
wow.
Oh, and I get the 2 dots when you read mine.
Two dots?
Oh.
Does 2 dots mean red?
I still got the vision like
Let's
a line
go.
between
Yeah,
two
it
dots.
my phone
And
updated
you're
last
rapping?
week.
I love
and
it.
now my Android friends, you can't tell me you didn't see my message. I can see it.
Yeah, like selfishness.
Lawrence, thank you so much for
You're
telling
welcome,
me this,
dog.
dude.
You're welcome.
Like, let's go.
I always love that Larry's got his red receipts on. Because anytime I message him, it's like,
If I'm ignoring you, you're going to know about it.
oh, yeah.
I love that. I love that because people need to know that sometimes.
Sometimes
maybe
you
I
said some
just-
dumb shit and it don't deserve a response.
Yeah.
If you ever need something said, but you don't want to say it, tell Lawrence.
Okay.
He does not care.
Okay.
He will say anything.
Will you tell Chris to get off his phone? Chris, get off in the middle of a show.
They just
sorry.
talk about it too, and everyone looks at their phone at the same time.
I'm sorry, she's very pretty.
Oh, McAlpin.
Okay.
all-
So one thing that's crazy.
Oh
about-
my goodness.
One
She's
thing-
very pretty. She's probably watching. Actually, I know she's watching. Hello.
Leave him the fuck alone. We're in the middle of the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
I'll do it for everybody else. I don't know you. I assume if you're with Chris, you gotta at least have some kind of mental structure damage. But listen, I like you already. Please leave him alone. We're in the middle of the show.
Hey, he makes my man smile. Let her be her.
You just said he
I'm
makes
just-
my man smile. Let her be her.
She makes my man smile.
It's not a he. It's not that, Drew.
Hey, it's 2024, brother.
I don't know what y'all do in Knoxville
Joe
or what
Biden's
you learned,
president for 2
brother.
more months, bro. You
No,
do
he
whatever
is
you
not.
want. All right. One of the crazy things about the service industry here is that unless you know somebody, right,
It's so stupid.
it's the absolute best career path to choose in Bay County from a financial perspective.
Yes.
And that alone, right? Because we've already talked about the mental health toll. We've talked about everything else that goes wrong in it. But from a financial, I know people like Miss Heather Rhodes, who's in there watching. She's been doing it her whole life. She makes. I don't want to put a number on it, but she worked when I worked with her. She worked from like 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. at one place, and then came at our place from 4:30 p.m. to like 10 or 11 p.m. And she worked her ass off. She's one of those people. I've looked at her and I was like, "There's no fucking way I could do that. There's no way."
Yeah, like why?
But this is why, dude. Because she made so much money that it was like stupid. It was like.
Why do you
stupid.
need?
But
Why do you need stupid money?
you don't. I mean,
So I can do stupid things with my friends.
so she can have.
Yeah.
Lawrence, that's the that is the
That's
best answer I've ever heard for
That's
that
the most
question.
server answer I could give you.
I've never.
'Cause that goes all the
we're
way-
gonna be good friends, Lawrence, and we're gonna have a good fucking time.
That goes
I'm
all
gonna
the way
tell
back
you
to
right
our very
now.
first question about getting out of a hole.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you guys want to go fly to somewhere? All right, let me pick up a shift and I'll buy a plane ticket.
That
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I
right back
love
to it.
you. I fucking love you.
That's
Lawrence.
that's exactly the thing. But there's that, right? Like I know a lot of people that I made more money than last year, and I touched 40 hours. I told you before the show, I touched 40 hours 3 times last year in 2023.
Yeah.
And I made more money than a lot of people I know with 2 to 4 year college degrees here in Bay County.
Yeah.
And it's wild.
There was a day I went to hit BP and standing in the outfield next to Lawrence, and he looked over. He was like, "Oh, we were supposed to do something that weekend, and I bailed on the weekend so I could go to work at my work at a friend's house up in Defuniak. I worked a Saturday and Sunday and made like $250, something around there. And he looked over at me. He goes, "Dude, you got to get out of construction. Come serve tables, because I make that in a night."
On a bad night sometimes.
Yeah.
in the summer.
Terrible night.
Yeah.
He was like, "I make $250 in one night, easy."
I literally had nights in July where I would look at my tip sheet at the end of the night and it would say $249 and I'd be like just livid.
So, yeah. So I'm not going to go too much into what I make.
Yeah, of
A
course.
couple of years ago, we would do meetings on Saturdays, and there was like 2 or 3 of us that every Saturday that we had a meeting, we would work a double. But the reason
no Ross.
That's pretty funny.
the reason we would work a double on those Saturdays during the summer, because those doubles you're bringing home close to $1,000
Yeah. Yeah.
for one day of work, one day of busting your ass.
Yeah.
You've made your rent in one day, and you still have the rest of the month to work.
Yeah.
So
One day.
coming from Maryland, where of course you had service industry people, but you had careers because you had unions and shit like that.
Yeah.
Where down here, I think the only way to make legit money here is the service industry.
Yeah.
but it dies out.
You're
so
not
quick.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Unless you know somebody,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
could get in somewhere.
I mean, it is Pay County, so it makes sense. So.
yeah, absolutely. Ross says Swear Jar is going to pay for the new mics by the end of the show tonight. I don't know what you guys thought you were going to step into by watching.
I mean,
a
did y'all
restaurant
think that
special.
this was going to be PG?
Like next week we're doing Would You Rather. Danielle will be back here. I imagine that one will be more tame.
Y'all should move your shows to like Mondays. I'm off every Monday.
You're having fun, aren't you?
Yeah, it's
Having
fun.
fun.
It's a
Lawrence, it's
blast.
fun talking on a microphone.
We started
Especially
this,
with Kyle Wright, Drew. Because they're both very good at it.
we started this show back in June, and because we had a podcast there for a while when I first moved to Mariana, it was called No Purpose, and up until we started this, it was the most fun I've ever had doing a podcast, because every other show we've done, it always had there was an agenda. Like there was a wrestling podcast, a sports podcast, a fantasy football thing. Like everything else that
Nah,
we did
can't be that bad.
had an agenda. Where No Purpose was just me, him, and Nick Gurley, and
We started each episode with an idea, and then it was wherever it took
Just
us
wherever
for the,
it went?
for the next 45 minutes to an
It
hour
was
and a half.
really good.
We
was
would
really good.
If we talked about that one topic the whole time, okay.
Yeah.
But that topic might bring up another topic, might bring up another topic. Like it just kind of just ended up being whatever.
that's
Melissa,
usually
what are you
we
talking about? How much they steal from you?
Melissa Burke,
Yeah,
if you don't mind
yeah.
expanding on that until you realize how much they steal from you.
That
If you
way-
don't-
Talk to me
Yeah.
at 30,000 feet.
That way I
bro.
can
Talk
talk
to
about
me.
that one a little bit.
talk to me like I'm 5.
Yeah, please.
But that's what we try to do here is we try to spend an hour
there
and
we
a
go.
half, and then we get into our picks and stuff.
Okay, so I don't work for any type of corporate. We're one and only. So I think my situation is probably a little bit different than what you're explaining, where we were going back to earlier, people talking about Applebee's.
Yeah.
Corporate greed is corporate greed, whether it's
Yeah.
retail or if it's any customer service is going to have corporate greed. So I understand what you're saying there.
That's another reason I remember I talked about it at the beginning of the episode. Being under the corporate microscope, never again. One time, it was like a 3-month stint. I'll never do it again.
Hell no.
It's just like I've seen corruption on the small restaurant side of things, and it still just does not match.
Nope.
Does not match the corporate microscope. So that would be my suggestion. Because during the pandemic, I made more money than I've probably ever made. Like it was because Florida was like the first
Yeah.
state to really fully open back up. So
Yeah,
late 2020, early 2021,
And everybody came here and
Oh, dude,
stayed.
it was wild.
I
did beach service that year.
boy,
Oh,
you missed
made
some
a
money.
ton.
I made a lot of money,
I think
Yeah,
between
you made a ton of cash.
Especially-
Everybody
yeah,
made a ton of
you
cash.
would've made-
especially where I was in 30A, bro.
You know who didn't? Small restaurant owners.
I mean, down here they may have. I mean,
No,
once everything opened back up, well, yeah. Well, I guess you would have been. He'd be
He
the one to
knows.
fucking know, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I fucking know. Kyle
Okay, well, let's
Wright.
talk about that location.
Sorry, swear
though.
jar.
That
Swear jar.
That location was terrible because your
Yeah.
food was way too good to be as slow as it was.
Yes.
I know, but it is what it is, guys. Like
I really
you don't get to decide every day how many customers come in. You don't.
Right.
You don't get to decide
But-
that.
I guess the best form of selling yourself is word of mouth.
It is, and we had a great word of mouth.
But
Like,
I
and
think
we
what
had-
sucks living in a tourist town is tourists are still tourists, so they're going back home.
Yeah, they're going home, and it's like the word of mouth is
right,
greatly.
right.
It-
and if they don't talk about it, they're just like, oh, this was a great food, but they don't go and post it on our Panama City Beach review pages or
Whatever.
What's word of mouth when there's two people talking in Columbia, South Carolina, like, hey, next time you go to Panama City, you need to try this
Right,
place.
And that,
Hey,
and that, like, it's not that Bose went out of business. It's that I made some really dumb decisions.
yeet.
Yeet. And
Yeet.
I don't need you to reminding me of that.
Hey,
You
I
said
look-
it.
I look at-
I just
You
said
should.
yeet.
You should.
I look at it as a great endeavor because it brought
We had so
it
much
brought-
fun.
It brought us all together.
Yeah, we
it was
did.
a blast.
We had so much fun.
I still,
But
he's still bringing us drinks
I'm still
because that
bringing you
tap
beers.
in
It'll
in
never-
the shed.
Bro, will
Oh my
never
God.
change.
It'll-
Too bad we don't have a
never-
bartender tap in here. You know what I'm saying?
we need a bartender.
So, Lawrence, imagine, paint the picture of
Oh God,
this room.
I'm terrible at art.
I'm not. I'm an artist.
Have you seen your arms?
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Why not?
Someone else did it.
Anyway, imagine this room being completely silent proof and then having a beer cooler in it and being next to a restaurant that served fried chicken and having these two sons of bitches being there every day.
Bro,
How
And
we
much
had-
fried chicken I'll eat?
And then
Oh,
the
dude.
owner, Lawrence, and I'm just being honest on microphone right now, being a complete shithead.
It happens.
Yeah. So imagine all of that with these two guys.
It was a blast. It,
It
was
was
fun.
the funnest time of my life.
and it was yummy.
I wish it would have been different
Yeah. And
because
I
I
will
could have been
say,
better.
We,
but-
we just talked about this. Nick Gurley was here last Friday night, Black Friday, and we came in here. We did a recording, and then after we finished the recording, we sat here for about an hour after, just talking about all that, the Right On Network, what went wrong, what went right, like what we would do different. I just don't think it's ever been quite as fun. Like this is fun. Like
his trash
It's fun. It's
yeah,
fun. This
Nick
is
Gurley,
fun.
We found your fun. This is great, right? This is the most fun we've had since that stopped, and I
Yes.
think it might be probably the most fun I've had. Period. Being like we've had different guests, we've had like the best interaction fan wise. Speaking of fan interaction, while we have some viewers, I need to. There's Kinder. We'll get to that. in a
Kinder,
second.
what's up,
we're,
girl?
We're gonna get to Kinder here
Love
in just
you.
a second. But while everybody's watching, this is the last call. We're gonna go ahead and plug these one more time. The order's going in tomorrow. This is the best way to support what Drew and I are doing here every week. We work our asses off trying to provide good content, and obviously we have a lot of fun doing it, but it does take a lot of prep, a lot of work, a lot of computer time, and it's taking time away from my family and his family, right? So while we enjoy it, it does take work. But if you want to support what we're here doing, this is the best way to do it. These shirts are going to be $30 for locals, $35 shipped. I know it's a little pricey, but we have to make a little bit of money on this deal so that we can get some new equipment, because I'll just put the camera on me only for a second. Like, we got stuff like this happening.
Yeet.
No yeet. No yeet on that. That's...
Hey guys,
It
we need to get
doesn't-
us.
It's got to get
equipment.
fixed. It's got to
We
get
need-
fixed.
We need. Kyle and Drew need new
Jordan,
equipment.
text me.
Yes.
Jordan Vilhauer, text me. If you want to order a
Bill
shirt,
Howard.
Hey, Jordan.
either text me or send me a Facebook message now if you want to order a shirt.
Speak the truth. Oh, he went full name.
Pulled out the whole
I
name.
love Jordan Vilhauer. I
Well,
wish
you
he
didn't
would
know
have
where
been
I
here
worked
Friday
before.
night.
You do now.
And he threw out the extra C.
Why, if you don't know where he worked, you do now?
Because all you can do is search my name. You can figure out where I work.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I said it at the very beginning, I guess, yeah.
And he
All right,
searched
I'll
the
tell you
extra
what.
C.
How about this? I will personally, for everyone listening,
Uh-oh.
currently, if you're in YouTube, what is this, Kyle? What is up on the
Shut up,
TV?
Jordan.
We're on Facebook and YouTube.
We're on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah,
so,
those are mostly Facebook
okay,
comments,
so
we do
that's
have
why
some viewers
those
on YouTube.
little
Yeah.
weird things. All right, so starting at this point now, I will buy 3 shirts for the next 3 comments.
Hey, there we go.
That's $90, $30 each. I will buy them.
There we
The
go.
next 3 people to put their
Just put
whatever.
me. Just say
Yeah.
me.
something.
just put me in the text.
There we
and
go.
then I will see
I
who
love
wants
that.
3 shirts.
1,
I'm in.
2.
Yeah, so
Ross
Kyle
is number
McAlpin.
1.
Ross
Ross is number
McAlpin.
1.
Ross, Kyle McAlpin.
Yeah.
One more comment, ladies and gentlemen, then we're going to get the Kinder Kickalitis.
All right. Who's next?
Yeet.
Yeet. That's
Heather,
it.
hit
It's
me with
over
the
with.
yeet.
So
I
who
love
is
it.
these people? Who is these people?
Okay,
Ross,
so I
we know.
worked with Heather at the job that we all got literally fired from.
Melissa, you were late.
Chef Ross, you know Chef Ross. And then ADHD Acres is my
Cool.
good friend Kyle McAlpin. I served in the military with him.
Sweet.
So,
We are going to buy 3 shirts for them, and I'll send you
love
the money
that.
tomorrow.
Right in
I
the
love
nasty
that.
boys.
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
So
That's
Chef
good comments.
Ross, Kyle
Thank you, guys.
McAlpin.
Oh,
and,
Kinder.
All right,
and Melissa.
let's get back up to Kinder's comment.
Yeah, this was a big comment.
Bose had a line out the door the day I applied. To be honest, the food should have just been more expensive than what Chris said. To be honest, the food should have been more expensive than what Chris said. People have no problem paying money in Inlet Beach, but don't want to in Panama City Beach. It does have a lot to do with tourism. It's true, man. It's true.
It is.
It's,
It really is. Yeah.
and it's I know.
It's different levels of tourism.
Here's a big part of
sure.
that too, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's a level of toxicity here in Bay County that exists to where I don't think a lot of locals want to see each other succeed.
That is correct.
Obviously that doesn't run with everybody. That doesn't run to everybody. That doesn't apply. I would say that applies to 60 to 70% of your peers, right? So if we had other people that were doing a live YouTube show once a week, they would probably look at us 60 to 70% of the time, statistically speaking, would be like,
We should be looking.
They're not going to say it out loud,
No.
but they don't want us to do good in the
No.
back of their minds.
No.
And I think it's like that with restaurants.
It is.
I think it's like that with customers. Like when people latch onto something, they don't want to see other things do good. And it's unfortunate, but it's real.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we have all the time people in this community don't support each other, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the restaurants are all pretty decent, but they lack
Depth.
the ability or depth to latch onto one another and grow something bigger. You know? Like, we're not all the same palm tree, but hell, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's all get along.
And sometimes I feel as a quote unquote restaurant outsider, especially here in town, like I sometimes feel like a bad friend whenever I don't go more often to a restaurant to see my friend, because I've got a couple that are in different restaurants, and 9 times out of 10, like
Drew, you do better than everybody.
Can I just
me,
Can I
me
just
as
say
a-
one thing? I just want to cut you off.
Yeah, you're the outlier.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I think anybody that's watching would agree, and I know Lawrence would agree. I think if there's one person in Panama City, Bay County, period, that nobody could ever accuse of being a bad friend, it's Drew Gorman.
It's Drew Gorman.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Hey.
we don't even hang out, Drew, and I consider you a pretty fucking awesome friend, bro.
Thanks, guys.
I'm just being 100% honest with you. Like if there's like it, you're the person. Like if somebody has something bad to say about you, they're probably a walking pile of shit.
They are. 100%. You are.
Thank you.
You are
That
a
said, here we
world-class
go.
human being.
That's it. And your timer starts now.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the board.
2 minutes on the board.
How do you play three nights of softball a week and every weekend and you still can't hit shit? Lawrence, how do you feel about
Hey, I fixed that.
Hold on.
Drew, you
Continue
can't
this
hit?
question. Continue this
Drew, you
question.
can't hit?
I fixed that. It's my golf swing I'm working
Listen,
to fix right
listen.
now.
Like,
Hold on. What's the question? We took a hard detour. I'm here for it.
I told you
Oh,
earlier.
I
if
was
you-
going to pivot to a
Lawrence.
restaurant question from that.
I told you earlier, if you need anything said that you don't want to say, ask Lawrence.
I love
Will you
Lawrence.
tell Drew to just get the bat off of his shoulder?
He hit well this year.
Did he hit good?
Yeah, he hit real good.
I'm proud of you. All you needed was me not to be there.
Lawrence, did you play softball before you
wasn't
got here?
Yeah, for a year.
Mojo Strong.
I got into softball for personal reasons.
That's cool.
Not too much to touch on it, but
Did it
when I
like,
lived back home, I was in
Same.
the bar scene all the time. I actually ended up getting a DUI, and I had to find something to fill my bar time. So it became the softball field.
Fucking
Wow.
same.
That's dope.
And then
Didn't know
That's cool, bro.
I moved.
Good for you.
I moved here because I needed neck surgery. I needed a place to stay. My mom and my sisters were here, and then the week I was moving back, the country shut down, and then our core group, we've all been together since.
That's
So
that
we
is
have-
awesome.
We have
that's dope.
Wuhan to thanks for this episode.
Basically, yeah.
Thanks, China.
China.
Thanks, China.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch this video just to take a picture of that face when you said China.
Drew, someone wants to dance at your wedding. I love Drew. Drew's getting all the love.
I want
Look
to
at
dance
all
with
this
it.
Drew love.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like Drew is the one friend I
I'm the
invite
favorite
to all
Kyle
of,
friend.
Drew, you're a rising tide, bro.
Drew's
You're a
like the
rising
one
tide.
person that I invite to all of our family functions because my entire fucking family loves him. I invited
It's not
him this
because you're invited
Saturday.
to the cookout, because you're
Yeah.
definitely white.
Yeah, yeah, no,
But
no,
like-
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen your dance move after some shots at Sharky, so we're good.
Tongues down, baby.
Oh hell. Oh man, this has been such a fun conversation. I don't know if anybody else has anything that we're gonna do. We're gonna make picks off the air because Lawrence brought us a little game that I want to play tonight.
Really?
It's gonna be challenging as hell.
It's going to be a hard game. It's a channel I was telling
shut
Kyle that I watch all the time.
Yeah.
It's not to be a little plug here for them because they do fine on their own.
No
But
free ads. We'll
it's
give it
a-
to
free
them
ads.
though.
It's a BDGE. It's all fantasy football basically, and they go over football trivia every week. They put out different games. Like they do a Jeopardy. They do the fuck's the game with the suitcases?
Deal or no
Deal or no
Deal or
deal.
No Deal. Like they do different games and different trivias all week long. That is the one show I watch every week. So I showed it to Kyle, and he wants to give it a run in one of their games.
Let's
The
go.
game with the
So,
suitcases.
so that's what we're gonna do tonight. That's what
Dude, it was there. Like it was
Oh,
on the tip of my
wow.
tongue, and
So-
I couldn't get it.
I'm so cool. Like, yeah, I'm down for this.
Shelby wants to know if you're coming Saturday. Put you on the spot.
I cannot.
Okay, that's fine.
I totally
He's-
forgot
he's
that.
playing
There's the
softball
bad friend.
Saturday.
There's the bad friend thing.
Are you dressing up? Because
Oh, there's a dress up.
I mean, the PNS party will be dressing up. So
I hope you're the only person that shows up dressed up.
no,
I hope that
our
this
whole
is a
team's
joke.
already bought costumes.
That sucks.
I didn't
a
know
little
there was a dress up.
I mean, y'all may not do it because y'all are DSA. So
No, where I hate it here.
tomato, tomato.
Purser said we should have been 0-2.
bit. Speaking of which, this episode is brought to you by Cody Hoffman. All right,
Fuck that guy. Roll Tide, bud.
all right. So
I can't wait to get on that topic.
Where's his cousin?
So for the non-sports
They're
fans,
kissing.
for the non-sports fans, this is probably the end of the road for you.
If you got questions, ask it.
Yeah, if you don't like sports, then
Yeah, I'll give everybody like a little bit longer. I don't mind hitting on the restaurant stuff. So if you have any questions about like front of the house, like do you want to hear some other opinions on?
I'll ignore the game completely if you guys got restaurant questions.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that'd be cool too. So if anybody has any restaurant questions that you want answered, whether it's opinions, whether it's like experiences you have, hit us with them real quick because I know we have some viewers.
Is there anything different you would do change about your job? Is there anything that irks you, or have you kind of just gotten kind of like set
if this is a
in
two-person question.
in your rotation? Because you said timing is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything good by you by now because you've done it for so long, or is there anything like you
No, there's always-
like you dread one specific thing?
No, no, there's nothing like I dread. Like there's stereotypes throughout the restaurant business. We all know it.
Yeah,
Even then, I'm proved wrong more than I'm proved right.
yeah,
So there's nothing I would change personally about the restaurant business. There's always room for me to grow as a server, as a bartender, whatever it may be. There's room for me to grow. There's always something new to learn every day. The person next to me may do something better than I do, and if I can learn off of that, that's just going to make me more money and make me a better server. So there's nothing I would change about how things are done. It's just being open-minded to learning, and I think that's what a lot of people struggle with.
And before we get to the game, we said we were going to come back to it, but we never did.
go ahead.
So here we are, Sunday church crowd.
Oh,
what would
yeah,
you
man.
like to say?
Sunday church.
All right, we just got
Let's
done
go, Kyle.
We
Right.
just got done worshiping Jesus. Let's go belittle somebody.
You want to go first?
I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can go first.
Go for it. Go.
Okay,
right.
so here's the deal. Nobody wants your flyers.
That's where I was going.
Ever, not ever.
I don't.
These people-
I don't give two shits about your flyer. You're gonna put in my book.
like, here's the deal, guys. We don't care about your flyers. We need you to come in and eat and pay us like normal people do.
I don't know, bro.
And
I
go
took a couple
home.
flyers once and sent it to Florida Power, and they said it worked. So
Oh, Florida Power does not give a shit about your flyers.
me and my good friend John Wagner had
yeah,
a joke about
yeah.
that. You know, hey,
T-Mobile?
hey, Gulf Power, they told me I did a good job. Does
yeah,
that?
them verbal tips are great.
Yeah.
T-Mobile doesn't care.
T-Mobile, really?
Yeah,
Are you
no,
okay?
they don't care, bro. They don't care about the flyers.
When working front of the house, did you ever? Every day, my guy.
Did you
every
ever,
day.
buddy? I could tell you some stories that are not available on this show.
I'm 350 pounds with a neck beard. No,
Oh,
Kyle Wright says no, but
also married. Also married.
I'm 165 pounds and I have a
all
cute
right,
beard and I'm a
look.
chef. Yes,
If-
all
if-
the time.
I don't care who you are working in the restaurant industry. If you're saying you don't flirt, you're lying to everybody.
Let's go,
It's,
Lawrence.
it's part of the job.
That's 100%.
It's part of the job.
You're
The
a flirt,
opportunity
bro.
presented
I can
itself, I'd
tell.
love
I can tell
to.
right now. Like, you know how to do the game.
You
and
if
like,
you flatter your table,
Yeah.
dog,
bro,
give me my money.
you're gonna make all the money.
How you doing?
So
Yeah.
so depending on
He
who I'm,
knows how to do it. I can tell you right now.
Why do
he
you
knows how to
think
do it.
chicks make more money than men in the service industry?
because they got something I don't.
But I don't
And
think they
got
do.
they got the cooks in the pocket
Nah,
too.
that's not
I
true.
think they do here. But if I took an attractive woman,
I would put my money against everybody any day of the week.
I would
Really?
put this dude. Oh,
Really?
absolutely. I will always take a male server over a female server. I always take a male bartender over a female bartender. And it's not that I don't love it.
We love
I have-
women.
Yeah, I love women,
I feel like men work.
but
Men have to
Tulsi Gabbard,
work harder
Kamala
to
Harris.
make the
no,
money.
no, it's not about that. It's just that there's a certain type of approach that can happen. So, and this is how it was explained to me, and it's wild. Okay, I won't tell you the restaurant owner, but he is in Panama City.
Ooh.
He is in Panama City.
I already feel like I've narrowed this down.
He does own a restaurant in Panama City, and it's one of the best ones we have. Panama City Beach.
Okay.
He looked me dead in the face and said this. He said, Chris, why would you hire a bunch of female bartenders? I said, because they look good. Right? Like, that's not unheard of.
Yeah.
No,
They look
I
good.
know a
They're
lot of people
attra-
that hire based on that. I've worked for people that are like that.
they're attractive and he goes, and you would be wrong. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, who is coming in to your bar? We're talking about it and we analyze it. And he goes, okay, so you have a bunch of businessmen coming into your bar. How often do they bring their wives? And I'm like, never. They never show up with their wives. I don't know their wives, period. Right. And I've been cooking for them for 10 years.
Right. You know that's Frank, but you have no idea who his wife is.
I have no idea who Frank's wife is.
Right.
And
he goes,
piece of shit.
He goes, why do you think that is the case? And I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, it's because you have a hot bartender.
So you're cutting out half your clientele, essentially, is what you're
No. He goes, hire the dude. The guy still wants to drink and he doesn't care. It's highly more likely.
I've never thought about it like that.
It's highly more likely and been proven that they will bring in their wives. If you don't have a bartender who is a female, who has her boobs out and all of those things. And he told me that and he showed it to me. And then I watched it and I was like, wow. And it was hard for me to believe, but it was the truth.
I've always like enjoyed having a male bartender. Like I think we can all agree one of the best bartenders in Bay County, Austin Raigula. He's
Average at best, man. I love that guy.
Average at best. I like it. He's fantastic, but he's average.
He's a jabroni, if anything.
He is a really great bartender, to be
Can't
honest
coach
with you.
UCLA to save his
That
life.
dude can fucking sling him.
he can't coach UCLA.
Can't
Who
coach
can?
UCLA to save his
Who
life.
can?
Not jabroni.
He done quit us, but he might be coming back. We'll hear more in the near future. Our commissioner Mike Vick over here's got a direct line to him.
Them dogs got to eat. But anyway, let's get back to this flirting question.
Yeah.
So I've got I'll name drop. I don't care. One of my servers I work with, her name's Jess. If we're in the section next to each other, if she gets a table, or if I get a table full of guys, I'm like, Jess, take it. You're going to do way better with that table than I am. But it's the same thing. If she gets a table full of women, take it. Like, even though it's out of our section, but it's like we know the other one will do way better because they'll be able to connect a little bit better. It's a flirting game. At the end of the day, it's a flirting game. And the
100%.
ones who are good at it are good at it, and the ones who aren't, it is what it is.
If you can't beat me or Lawrence, then you are not going to make our money.
You hate to see it.
Serious.
Got a tattoo for that.
So I don't know if some of that has to do with maybe just different clientele being on 30A, but obviously, oh man, you get different people in, right? So you get a lot of the drunk people around, drunk women around our age working in Panama City Beach.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of that on 30A.
No,
so
you just get the ones that are rich.
right. So it's
They
really
just want you to be
hard.
a pool boy, my guy. You don't need to serve them. They
Exactly.
want a pool boy.
Exactly.
Pool boy.
Is water wet?
Maybe
It's water wet.
maybe I misread. Heather and I always
That's a
work
great
really well
question.
together.
Teamwork
We-
makes the dream work. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right, let's give it a second here. Any more questions before we roll into this game? Because we were running.
Does anybody want any questions?
Any questions?
Send them out.
Any questions?
Let's go. Yeet.
Heather,
Y'all
do you
need
want to
yeet.
know any of my deep, dark secrets about?
I'm going to go to
serving?
the bathroom. How about that?
And then give it a like bathroom.
People will ask questions. When
Those
I'm not
that are,
here.
yeah. All right, you got like 15 seconds. 15, 14. In the meantime, look at those again. Look at those again.
Buy them.
I mean, they're gorgeous. They're going to look really good. They're going to support a great cause. The show's going to look better. It's
There's
going
an
to
ice
sound
cream
better.
cone on the back.
Yeah. We like DSA, right?
Yeah. Why are you? You like?
This is your plug
You
opportunity.
raising the
You're missing
eyebrows
it.
for me.
I thought maybe you'd like to shout out your sponsor.
Double Scoop Apparel by Marcus Wisner.
That's beautiful. I don't
job,
know
Drew.
why you're trying to come this way. You know that there's no fucking shot.
Yeah, I'll move.
Yeah, you know that there's no way. Like, even if I go backwards, what are you going to do? Step over my bad leg?
Yes, sir.
There's-
Oh my goodness, I got
Yeah, that's we talked about that. It was the best hit I'm probably ever gonna have in my life. If I'd have hit one of my like signature third base and tore my knee, there's no way that's my last at bat ever.
Shout out Taylor Larry for not fielding that ball.
Yeah.
Made Kyle feel good. Now he never has to come back.
Did you ever find out the material? I'm confused on that.
On the shirts.
question. Oh, they're like dry fit. Yeah.
Glad I could help you get to that point there, Kyle.
Most
Thank you.
embarrassing thing to happen with a table? That's a great question.
The first time I ever dropped a tray.
That sucks.
Did you ever drop anything on a
Yeah.
person?
The first time I dropped a tray.
Oh, God.
It was luckily it was just sodas, right?
Yeah.
But it was a kid in a high chair.
If you haven't gone through the drop something on a kid rite of passage,
What's that on your knee?
FDK.
yeah.
Forever and always.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same. I will tell you at the I almost name dropped the restaurant. At the restaurant that I worked at, the back room was built like in the late '90s, so it was really old, and they had floor vents. And my foot went through one of the floor vents, and I'm like I'm a big guy,
Good
right?
Lord, sir.
So it was like super fucking embarrassing for everybody to watch my big ass step right through a floor vent. Now, stepping on floor vents, that could have happened to anybody, because if you've ever been there, the floor vents were garbage.
yeah.
It could have happened to anybody. Of course, it happens to the heaviest guy that works there.
We'll see what they look like after
This
these
isn't where I parked
renovations.
my car. But yeah, for sure, dropping a tray on a kid, man, that's embarrassing. But the parents were toasted because they were on the beach all day, so they just laughed at it.
You can't come back from that though.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You're mortified. They're
Luckily,
like, haha.
luckily I
that was
had
funny.
manager powers where I worked, so whatever. Their bill was free at the time.
You could make it. That's one thing. Having the ability to make things like that right is huge in a restaurant.
Right.
And that's one thing I did like about that place, is that there was always kind of the ability to make certain things right. All right, I'm gonna back up for you. He did it again. He fucking did it again. And come around. What do you want to do? Sit on my lap? I can't move.
I would sit on your lap. This show is now not suitable for work.
Not safe for work.
Oh, my
He's
goodness.
got the brace, so it's extra fortified.
Yeah.
What's
Fermented.
the question?
Fermented.
Most embarrassing thing to ever happen at a table from Melissa.
Oh,
Yeah, we lose viewers when I talked about getting a lap dance from Chris. And
Yeah, we went
yeah.
from 9 to 5.
fellas, I feel like I'm a good-looking guy.
They thought we were over with.
I'm a little overweight. But
It's the neck beard.
it's got to be. Maybe I'll shave.
My phone did die, so it could be two viewers.
Oh,
Oh shit. Most embarrassing thing that ever happened at a table. Let's go with. I mean, I did drop a drink on someone's head one time.
All right, so you missed my answer. Mine was dropping a tray on a kid in a high chair.
Oh, let's go. That kid deserved it. That little fucker deserved it.
First tray I ever dropped was on a kid, bro. And his parents were toasted, so they didn't care. They just laughed at it.
the best
Yeah.
thing about that was it the last tray you ever dropped?
Yeah.
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 No.
No.
I dropped one about a year and a half ago, like a tray. It was my first table I was serving. I was working a morning shift. I'm walking, and I guess because they used to put the trays through the dish pit, and it forms them differently because
Yeah.
it gets hot. And there was like a little bubble, and I'm walking, and I guess I set a cup on the bubble, and that cup just started rocking.
Ooh.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I dropped a tray. Nobody nearby. I did drop. I was carrying cups last week, and I dropped them, and now all of a sudden my hands don't want to work anymore. I guess it's like a mental block I'm having, so I got to reteach myself again before summer gets here. It's a great time. 'Cause
That's
I'm not using a tray for 4 drinks when I got hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always carried the 4 drinks like this.
Oh,
That's
I do
always-
3 in 1.
Well,
Oh,
you
that's
got
pretty cool.
You got man hands over there. Oh,
It was always like
6'5".
clear it out with the elbows when I got the table though.
Let's see it.
I'll
Lawrence.
have another.
He's gonna test it. He's gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
Look
the
at that.
shake.
Look at that.
My hands have shook since I was 10, bro. It
Yeah,
sucks.
like
You just learn
our
to deal
parents
with it.
smoked cigarettes with us in the belly. That's what happens.
You're twisted.
Yep, that's how I knew it was mine.
Yep.
Game of life,
Twisted.
big dog.
Oh,
All right. Well, let's move on here because I want
won't
to
do it, Lawrence.
I
do
want to
it.
do this game here.
Yeah.
I have baby hands. I can only hold 3 without a tray.
Facts.
You know what? You got baby hands. You know what it means, right?
I will say for Robbie, it makes it look huge.
Where's the meat?
It makes it look huge.
Yeah.
Just the little
Yeah.
hands.
Ask Eddie about it.
Yeah. All right.
4, baby.
Moving on. Sports fans, stick around. Let's have some fun. Non-sports fans,
Help
love you
us.
guys. See you next week. Would you rather next week with Danielle Guillory? It's going to be a really good time.
A blast.
I might
All
have to
right.
come out too.
So
I can't get off next week.
this is the current NFL season. The game is called Runner Up. Tell everybody about the website one more time because you plugged this to me today. and I'm gonna be
So the
using this every
YouTube
week.
channel is BDGE NFL Trivia, and each day they do different games. They upload, I believe, 5-6 days a week, and this is the one channel I watch regularly. So every day that they upload a new trivia, they actually have a website as well, bdge.co, that you can go on and play the game along with them, or you can play it before you watch them play it. If you play it after them, you already know the answer, so it knocks out the hard part of it.
Right.
But it's one of those channels that every day is different football talk. And if you're into sports or into football, I'll say, because that is what they cover 98% of the time is football. So this game here, we're naming the second leading rusher for every team
To this point,
to this point.
not in all time.
So I think that, so I think this is
Second.
I think they uploaded this one last week. This might be today's. It should be today's. This is daily trivia. So this should be today's game. So it'll be your second leading rusher
Yeah.
for every team this season.
so
Not your top runner, not your top quarterback, your second leading rusher.
Sure.
second
And we,
leading rusher.
we only get 6 strikes
yes, so
before
we,
the game fails.
Oh shoot!
we
I didn't know
absolutely-
that.
Yeah, we only get 6.
Does
so we
it give you
absolutely-
like multiple choice?
No.
No, so I think like if I click on the Dolphins.
Yeah, let's see you, Kyle.
What's that say? I can't read that.
Okay, so you have to type it in. So it
Second.
says like once you start typing, we'll show you options to guess. Okay.
Oh,
So
so,
that's
you,
the way
so
it
you do
goes.
get options to
Kyle,
guess.
let's
Okay.
see.
So I say we bang out the ones that I think we'll know. So like, for example,
I mean,
the Ravens has to be Lamar, right? Derrick Henry's at 1,800 yards or close to it. So Lamar's got to be number 2.
maybe.
And it is Lamar.
Okay,
It is.
so
You're
so it's just the same thing with every team. You got to figure out who the second leading rusher is.
I feel like this is Raheem Mostert, but he hasn't played a lot this season. So that's what's messing with me with the Dolphins
No.
because it
There's
could
no
be
way it
Jalen
can-
Wright.
Along
Yeah, it could be.
along the same lines of what Lawrence was thinking is Philly, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts might be the leading rusher in Philly.
Well, Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah,
Barkley.
Saquon's
I
gonna
mean,
be the
Saquon
MVP.
has a shitload of yards, but he hasn't been there forever.
Saquon's on pace to break the rushing
Yeah,
record
he
this
is.
year.
He is.
It's this season though.
Jalen
It's
was
just
correct.
this season.
Okay.
I do agree with Chef Ross up there that that I believe Buffalo is going to be
Josh
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen's that dude.
And Lesnar is also saying
Josh Allen might be
Mostert.
the leading rusher there.
Nah, James Cook's had a good.
Yeah,
Ooh.
That's
I mean,
wrong.
There's a strike.
Josh Allen was incorrect.
I mean, James Cook has had a fantastic season. But
Right. So there's somebody
Chef
else.
Ross, you son of a bitch.
So if it's, we know it's not James Cook. He is up there.
He's got to be the lead rusher.
So who is after?
I mean,
James
is
Cook
he
on the depth
more
chart?
than James Allen? He's been hurt.
Josh
Cook's,
Allen?
Josh
Cook's-
Allen.
No, Cook's been hurt too.
Yeah, but 342. Like he had
Yeah,
he had a
that's-
big game a couple weeks ago where I think he had.
see, I saw Zach said Raheem Mostert, but I'm just
It's all right, Ross.
he spent so much time out this year that I feel like it could be Jalen Wright.
But 243, man.
243.
It's
That's
not a
tough
lot.
number.
Let's fucking run it, Raheem
That's-
Mostert.
Remember, we only get 6 strikes.
We only get 6.
It's good.
Can't help
It's
it.
wrong.
It's wrong.
I told you. I thought it was Jalen Wright. Guys,
Well, go
so
for
we'll,
it.
we'll come back to
Try
it. We'll
Jalen
come back
Wright.
to it.
We'll come back
Go
to
down
it.
to the Commanders. Give me Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
That's
probably his.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
that's gotta be him.
Because they have Eckler
And Brian Robinson.
and
Could be
B-Rob.
B-Rob, right?
Yeah, but
And
you got
Eckler, Eckler
who has
kinda went-
B-Rob
Eckler's
on their
a-
fantasy team?
Eckler's a pass catcher as well, but he's also missed some
it's-
time, and now he's out.
Scroll up, Kyle. Is it rushing yards? Just rushing yards or total?
It's rushing yards.
So yeah, it's not total yards.
But they still use Eckler and B-Rob in the run game.
Eckler's
720
hot garbage.
720 for the Lions. Would that be Montgomery?
Got to be.
Or,
I don't know.
Or would Gibbs?
David?
or is it Gibbs?
I mean, it's one.
I've got Gibbs on my fantasy
I mean,
team.
they're so
I've got
close.
Montgomery in my fantasy team.
but
They're
I'm
so close compared to the. I mean,
They're going to be tight.
Yeah.
Go for
I know who it's not.
come back to it.
I don't
Leave
want
it.
to guess. Yeah.
My vote is Montgomery because I feel like they're giving the ball to him more ground and pound.
243 Browns.
Could
Is
the
that-
Vikings be Cam Akers?
That's such a low number. Like the fact
Yeah.
that these are the second running back or second leading rushers and the numbers are that low.
Yeah. It's
Are
like
there
a-
any of them that are starters that only played for a little bit of time?
So do we get 6 tries per team or
No,
just
six
I
strikes
think
total.
Jalen Warren's a good answer for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Looking down at the Falcons, Tyler Algier.
Tyler
Algier.
Algier, yeah. So let's go Algier. Of course, he's got one of them crazy ass names.
I think the Saints is Taysom Hill, which is scary. I
There's
don't know
no
if
way.
because we haven't really
No,
had.
there's no way.
It's a
We
revolving
got the Falcons
door.
right.
It's a revolving door of
did?
backup running backs behind Alvin Kamara.
You got Algier right?
Yeah, Tyler Algier was right. Jalen Warren for the Steelers makes a lot of sense.
I'm with it.
Oh,
That's all, yeah.
It's
I was like, what the
repopulating.
fuck is that?
We got a whole bunch of new guesses.
Welcome with 3 viewers. You guys are hot.
All right, got Jalen Warren correct.
This happens at the end every time.
Thanks for that, Zach Lesnar.
Who's the number one running back in
So,
Jacksonville?
I do know that this is Jalen right now, by the way.
Is it the
So-
are the Broncos Bo Nix?
We'll come back to
Steelers
it,
is
though.
Jalen Wright.
Is it Bo Nix with the Broncos, or is he not running anymore these days?
I don't know. I just traded for him last week.
I would
for the playoff push.
I mean, I would think that Bo Nix would lead the Broncos.
271,
Javonte's been on
271 for the
fire.
49ers might be CMC.
Braden Allen for the Jets is a good one.
What were we looking
271, but he only played in 2 games.
Is it
And he didn't really
That's
snap
true.
in either
That's true.
one. I think it's that Isaac. How do you say that? Garendo kid?
The one who he scored on the swing pass the other night.
Yeah, Isaiah Garendo is from Louisville. I think that's the correct answer because Jordan Mason's gotten most of the totes there, and he missed a little bit of time too. So Garendo had to come in.
how many yards did CMC get in his 2 games?
Like fucking less than 100 in each one. Total yards.
He only played 2 games. I
Yeah.
feel like it was more than that.
He may have played 3, but he was garbage in all 3 of them. Like it wasn't Christian McCaffrey.
well, they were also building to stop him.
right. Well,
I mean,
exactly.
that's what I would do with Brock Purdy back there.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, like for the sake of the game,
Sure.
like it's incorrect.
Is it Zeke for the Cowboys?
I think it's Zeke for the Cowboys because Zeke is ass.
It's got to be.
Zeke was right.
Good job.
Yep.
I think for the Cardinals, I think it's Trey Benson.
Yes,
For sure.
Because James Conner's their number one. Kyler hasn't had a big rushing season.
Yeah.
He hasn't. Yeah, he can't run the ball anymore.
Bryce Young for the Panthers.
Oh, Cardinals. Was
We
wrong.
got the Cardinals wrong.
Oh,
What?
Oh.
Unless it's Tyler.
Now that legitimately floors me right there.
What if it is Kyler?
It might be Kyle. It
could be?
No, it has to be Kyler.
How many
There's
is the
no-
yards?
There's no one else.
we're
available.
halfway through our strikes?
Yeah.
There's no one else available.
See, this is what kills me. Like when you watch the stream of the guys do this,
They
they're
nail it, don't
yeah.
they?
Yeah.
They'll fail, right? But
Right.
like they're gonna get majority of these because this is all they study. This is what they do for a living.
Fellas, I'm throwing caution to the wind and putting Jalen right.
All right, gotta risk it.
Is it
Yeah.
Good job.
Blake Corum for the Rams?
That's a fucking pull there, bud.
Yeah, because Kyron would be the lead. right?
Kyron would be the lead.
Kyron's ahead by a long,
but-
long.
But
long-
only one.
But yeah, only 100 and something.
That was right. Way to be. Way to be, baby.
Who knows ball?
Charbonnet here for the Seahawks.
He's been hurt. But yes, go Charbonnet. Go Charbonnet.
right. You got to figure this is a whole season. So
Right.
Yeah.
Go Charbonnet. And that's a fun word to say. Fun name to.
who are your running backs in Cincinnati?
Was it right?
Probably I would say maybe
Chase
maybe
Brown
Chase
is
Brown.
the number 1, but he's more of a pass catcher.
They throw the ball so much that the running game's almost non-existent.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, Houston could be Damian Pierce. Houston could be Cam Akers before the trade.
I tell you who it's not. C.J. Stroud.
it's not
Fucking
CJ.
bum.
Stroud.
Hey, Kyle,
Don't get me going on
And
him.
it's not. I don't have.
I
one.
no, I'm a communist. Or I'm not a communist.
And it's not fucking Joe
I got a
Mixon.
portable one in my car.
That man is great.
Titans, would that be Tajay Spears?
Yeah, because Pollard's
Yeah.
are number one.
Yeah, Spears. And Pollard's been decent.
Yeah, he's
He was
either
decent
really
in
good
Dallas,
or really bad.
bro.
Yeah. We're going all in.
Did you see Dak Prescott?
Oh.
It's not Spears.
what?
Watch it be
Is it Levis?
Will Levis.
Kyle. Who is the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Zach Moss. I like Zach Moss for the Bengals.
Second leading rusher.
Oh, for the Jaguars.
Is
Off
the
the top of my
toughest-
head, it's Tank
it's-
Bigsby.
It's got to be big.
It's got to be. Well, he might be the leading rusher.
Right, it might be ETN at the 2.
I'm gonna go Zach Moss for the Bengals. That was
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
Come
Tank,
back to
Tank
the
is a
Jaguars.
Come back to the
fucking different
Jags,
animal. I think it might be Etienne.
Who started the season at running back for the Raiders?
No idea.
Because I know
That-
Amir
that
Abdullah has been
trash
getting
can.
more carries recently.
Zamir White.
That sounds right. So Amir Abdullah could be the Raiders.
White was expected to have a good year, and he
Yeah.
just hasn't.
For the Browns, is it Chubb because he missed so much?
No,
It's,
no, Chubb hasn't put up that. He's sitting.
wouldn't
on
it be
bench. He
awesome if
hasn't
it
put
was
up that
Jameis
yards.
Winston? Just like,
Jameis.
Famous Jameis.
wouldn't it be
I saw
awesome?
I'm pretty sure this is Garendo.
Dude, I saw a thing the other day. I was talking about like
He's so
if the
incredible.
American.
Can we talk about
or
Jameis Winston?
if the human race had to put somebody to talk to the aliens when they come to Earth,
Jameis Winston is my
Winston.
pick. Jameis Winston is my pick.
I saw something yesterday. It said Jerry Jeudy doesn't complain whenever Jameis doesn't throw to him like most people because he will stare at him dead in his eyes and tell him the exact day he will die.
You need to watch. You need to watch
Jameis
the
Winston is
interview, like
awesome.
the camera of him talking to Bo Nix, bro. Him talking, my man's out there.
Yeah, he's
Bud.
such a cool guy.
He's gonna make such a good coach one day, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
he would be such a good football coach.
Yeah.
We
Oh
don't-
my god.
we don't have anything in the AFC South,
And
AFC
Tallahassee.
West, NFC North.
Anthony Richardson, number 1 for the Colts would make sense.
Yeah, it would.
Or number 2 for the Colts would make sense. Daniel
And-
Jones for the Giants.
There's
would
no
make
way.
Sense.
No.
Ooh,
No.
he didn't
way.
throw the ball. Had to do something,
But 349 is a little excessive.
but he played 12 weeks.
I mean, like,
That would only be
With the recent
he got
success,
sacked a lot.
Yeah,
He was running for his life. That's why
I
this.
mean,
is it Caleb Williams for the
There's no
for the
way
Bears?
he's plus 378.
So DeAndre Swift will be
I
their main
can't see
guy,
it.
right?
Yeah, because Swift turned it on there after like the first 4 weeks. He was hot garbage, and then all of a sudden, is it Caleb Williams? The Bucks is
Who's
Bucky
it on the
Irving.
Jags? 183?
Bucky Irving.
Bucky
It's got to be
Irving.
Tyler Lawrence.
I think
The Jags are Tyler
so.
Lawrence.
I think the Chiefs. Like I know we're all pinballing real hard.
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, we are.
Let's go one at a time, damn it.
Jags.
We've almost got the whole AFC North.
Yeah, because that's what you watch football in. You watch.
No, I'm an AFC East guy.
Yeah, I know. But
Fuck all these guys.
Is it Patriots? Stevenson.
I thought I think it might be Antonio Gibson,
James Cook is
Ooh,
not.
I forgot about Gibson.
but
But
I'm not.
James Cook definitely has more than 340.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
way.
that's-
There's no way. He's
He had,
not
he
even
had almost
close.
200 one game.
Right, that's what I was talking about earlier.
It's
He
got to
had that
be
one big game.
Allen or something.
We already said
We
Allen.
already said Josh Allen. It was incorrect.
So who's their number 2 running back?
I don't even know.
Dude, I have no idea.
I think his last name might be White, but
Well,
again,
let's put it in
I
the
have
thing.
no
and
no,
see.
idea.
no, I'm not
I
putting
won.
it in the thing. We only have 2 more strikes.
Oh. Jags is Trevor Lawrence.
That's a lot of rushing yards for Sunshine.
Hey.
Dude, he's been.
I feel like it might be
they are-
Bigsby.
we are 2
Yeah.
and
I like-
a lot.
I like the Bigsby one. But
Bigsby
we only
is-
got 2 strikes
I
left.
can promise you that Bigsby has run for more than 183 yards.
No, it's going to be
Oh.
371.
Oh,
Lesnar,
he's
I
run
get
for
that.
he's run for more than 371.
But then that would make it ETN then.
It's got to be Trevor. It's got to be. There's no way. Like 371. I mean,
Does
ETN
it give us the
got
answers
hurt.
once we
He was
fail?
up and
yeah,
down.
once we fail, it'll show us everything.
Because that's a foregone conclusion.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. We're going to
Bigsby is number 1.
This wasn't Jaden Daniels, right?
We didn't guess it.
No,
We didn't touch
So
it.
we got it. Okay. That's right,
500.
That's right.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because we've got like 3 names passed around.
You got to
Yeah,
remember
yeah, 'cause-
earlier in the season, Jaden Daniels was running a lot.
He was running for
was.
his life, essentially.
And then the defense has changed, and he started.
But now Eckler's gotten going, and I think Brian Robinson's been okay.
Yeah, B Rob's had a good year so far.
yeah.
Eckler just went out with concussion protocol. He's out for the next little bit. I
So-
think the
Chad, you're
Buccaneers.
so fucking stupid, bro.
God, I fucking hate him.
Foreskin,
And they're my favorite
goodness.
team.
So the
My
Jets.
head through a wall
I
every
think.
day.
I think. Gus Edwards for the Chargers is a good call.
Who the hell is Gus Edwards?
He played for Baltimore. Him and J.K.
and
Dobbins.
J.K.
both
Dobbins.
went
Okay,
over.
yeah, yeah,
And Dobbins
Are
was,
we-
Dobbins
Are we
was
down the run Gus
balling.
Edwards?
I'm
then?
good with Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
Good call, Zach. He also put Braden Allen earlier for.
Jets.
Yeah, that was right. Good job. Good call. Good call.
Run
Braden
back.
Allen for the Jets. I think I'm comfortable with that too.
And Chef Ross echoes it.
Run it.
Pop it.
Watch it be something stupid like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think the Buccaneers is
Braylon Allen, not Braden Allen.
Was it right?
I think the Buccaneers
Yeah.
is Bucky Irving because he's their number 2 behind Rashad White.
And he got started late, but he's been running really well, so it could be Bucky.
And Bucky's their 3rd down receiver.
All right, Drew hasn't gotten one yet, but he's really good at this shit.
Haven't gotten one.
I'm just saying, like, well, good job, Drew, you piece of shit.
I got the.
You're my favorite pizza, you piece of shit.
Well, I'm not gonna go Jags.
I got the Blake Corum. You jackass.
Yeah, Blake Corum was a good one.
We got to fucking figure one out. Antonio Gibson feels right.
Dude, is that the hill you're ready to die on?
I don't think
There's
Don
Bo.
with a 4-2.
There's Bo Nix.
No, Bo Nix-
Garindo is right. But I was also pretty freaking sure Trey Benson was correct.
I'm also pretty sure Taysom Hill's correct, but I don't.
With
I don't-
278,
I don't know if that's
he's only
the.
played like 4 games, right?
But that.
But
Did
you
you
see
see
what
what
he-
he? Did you see what he did against the Browns?
And y'all run the ball so bad.
He started out the year as our number 2 running back.
And your number 2 quarterback. Weird.
Hey, that
So
man does it all.
Are we gonna die on the Taysom Hill mountain?
I love New Orleans. God, I love it. It's
Die-
like
die
we have
on
a
it.
tight end.
Die
who's
on
a-
it.
Let's
We have
die
a-
on the Taysom Hill
Yeah,
I'll
mountain,
die
boys.
with Taysom Hill any day.
It's gonna be Taysom him. It's gonna be.
Taysom Hill was right. Way to
Let's
go,
go, Drew
Gorman.
I got my team, baby.
Drew just made life decisions for
I'm
me
willing
on
to
that.
die on the
Yeah, way to
Isaiah
go.
Garindo mountain.
All right, die on it.
I don't even
On
Die
San
on
Fran?
it. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be.
spell Garendo.
Fuck. Now I'm getting nervous.
Spell Isaiah.
Yep.
All right.
You were incorrect.
I can't wait to see that.
Damn it,
all
Bobby.
the answers.
All right, what's the Bills?
Ray
Yeah.
Davis. Okay.
Ray Davis.
Antonio Gibson. I was right. Nick
Yeah.
Chubb was the correct
I
answer.
told you.
I didn't think he had put up
Trevor
any yards.
Lawrence was the correct answer.
Travis Etienne.
Is it Will?
Etienne,
Is it?
Etienne,
Is
yeah.
it Will
Will
Levis?
Levis.
Will Levis,
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud.
We named all
Whoa.
those.
Oh,
we named all of
dude.
those.
We just don't know backup running.
We were
backs.
like sure it
You know?
wasn't CJ Stroud.
Who's the Chiefs?
CJ Stroud's had such a bad year.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Somebody
Wow.
said that
Someone
in the
said
chat
that.
earlier.
Lesnar.
I think Lesnar.
Yeah.
Lesnar.
Chris has to be Mahomes.
That's wild, Jared McLaughlin. I probably
So
could
it's
have
not
guessed
Bo
that.
Nix. Okay.
Who was the Raiders?
Zamir White,
We guessed that. We
Yeah,
well, we
I
didn't
s-
type it, but we
I
said it.
that. Yeah.
Devin Singletary for the Giants. Jaden Daniels would have been correct.
I called that
Yeah.
one.
Caleb Williams would have been correct.
David Montgomery.
Caleb Williams.
Never would have guessed Emmanuel Wilson.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold has the
What?
second most rushing yards on something
So I would have been right on
other
Montgomery.
than the old folks'
Yeah.
home.
Kyler was right. Brock Purdy was the answer. Then Miles Sanders, Rashad
Miles Sanders.
White.
Rashad White.
So we
Okay.
said thing is we said majority of those names.
Yeah.
And we weren't willing to die on it.
Nope.
Yeah.
We got a little.
Knew
happy.
this one was right.
All right, run it back.
You can't. Once you play it, it's done.
It's over, yeah.
Over with.
And it sucks. Like
Is there a trivia game for yesterday?
So next
I
Wednesday,
think there's
me
a
and you will give
way.
it a shot.
I think there's a way you can jump on there and play like their other trivia games, but I'm not sure how to navigate their website because this is a new website than what it used to be.
Have a little fun.
This is daily trivia.
It really is cool.
Oh yeah, see, you probably got to sign up.
Yeah. Weekly, private live stream, private Discord.
Oh, that's for their fantasy football.
okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you can only play the daily game.
Private live stream. That's that. Yeah, I don't see anything. At least not to the naked eye.
Right. So this is something you can do every day now.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely something I'm going to do. 12 out of 32 is not terrible. I really would have liked to get 50%.
What sucks is we named a lot of them.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just weren't 100% sold on them.
We would have, okay, so let's, everything we would have had right. We would have had Antonio Gibson, so that would have been 13.
Would have had Chubb.
Would we have?
We said Chubb.
yeah,
just
we
weren't
said
sold
Somebody
on
did
it.
say Chubb. We just weren't sure. Okay, so we would have had 14.
Trevor.
said
Chris said
Trevor.
Etienne, so that would have been 14.
we named-
We said
Yeah, because
Levis.
he was hurt.
Said Richardson.
Said Richardson. I don't know if we would have gotten
No,
Stroud.
I wouldn't have
Wouldn't
touched
have.
Stroud.
Somebody said Mahomes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lesnar did.
McLaughlin, I made, like, it would have taken me some time. That would have been one of the last ones. I think I probably would have ended up saying McLaughlin because I know Bo Nix hasn't been running wild.
I said Zamir.
You did say Zamir.
We said-
we said Jaden. from the
Larry
very
said
beginning.
Jaden.
Yep. Devin Singletary. I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably would have never came to that name.
We said Montgomery.
No, that's
We, were
crazy.
stuck,
we
we
said
just didn't know if
Montgomery.
it was Montgomery or Gibbs.
Right,
So
yeah.
we knew it was one of them. Just
New York.
Wouldn't have touched
No,
Sam Darnold.
I would have definitely thought that would have been Cam Akers.
Who's
Yeah,
Green
New
Bay?
York and
Emmanuel-
Minnesota.
Emmanuel Milson.
Wilson.
Oh, I mean, that's wild. I never even
Caleb
heard that.
Williams.
Got Caleb.
We
Would have
got-
gotten Caleb.
Wouldn't have gotten Miles.
Nope.
I forgot Miles was there.
Me
When I
too.
when I
If
think
I-
of Miles, I still think of Philadelphia.
If it
Yeah.
wasn't Bucky, it would have been
Rashad.
Rashad.
Yeah, because Bucky's had a few big weeks.
We did say Kyler after Trey. We were all pretty sure about Trey, though. And then Brock Purdy. I never would have thought that.
Nope.
Should have though, because he can't
Probably
throw the
should
ball.
have, yeah.
So that's 3 or 4 that we would have.
We should have been
touched.
closer to 20
Yeah.
than 12.
Wow, that's crazy.
Is it letting you pick a different game?
No, I thought that was what that was, but I can't. What is this? Oh, never mind. All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
A little something different.
We could fly through some pics.
You want to get on a screen to show us
Yeah.
instead of your
Yeah,
desktop?
That's fair. That's
Oh,
fair.
hello,
We're still here.
That's fair.
Burley.
Yeah.
Y'all want to make some pics real quick? Do you
Yep.
care?
Oh, I get in on the picks.
I'll give you all my picks, no reasons.
Yeah, we'll run it.
Yep.
Make
I
it
wanna
quick.
tear
'cause
this-
Your boys got to go.
Okay. Well, we'll fly through them then. All right, Mountain West Championship game, Tulane versus number 24 Army. I'm going to take Tulane to win this game.
I'm going to take Army.
Army.
Tulane.
We are split.
Yeah.
It's a split.
All right, we're going to go to the AAC Championship game. Number 20 UNLV, number 10 Boise State. Winner gets a college football playoff spot.
Boise
I'm going,
State.
I'm going
Boise
UNLV.
Boise, you're going to go UNLV?
UNLV is going to win this football game. They almost beat their ass last time. They're going to beat them this time.
I mean, no.
They have one player, and he's the best in the country. If Alshon Jeffrey doesn't win the fucking Heisman Trophy,
Who?
that is
Oh, Ashton Jeanty?
yeah. If he doesn't win the Heisman Trophy, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Travis Hunter.
It's going to be Travis Hunter
because he does
of-
two things
a
kind of
popularity
good.
contest.
Florida
Yeah.
State
No, he
boy.
does them. He does them great.
He does them well. I don't think he does them great. He's kind of a below average.
We're watching
corner.
a running back who is about to make history in the NFL.
And yeah, college, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Conference USA, Western Kentucky versus Jacksonville State. Just because me and Drew went and saw him play a couple years ago, I'll take Western Kentucky.
WKU.
Jacksonville State only because Bill Goldberg's son is linebacker there.
Jack State.
If you didn't know that,
I didn't know that. I thought he was going to go to Colorado.
he's got 2.
Oh, that's right. He does have. Okay, what you got?
Jacks.
You piece of shit. I did that for you. All right. The MAC championship,
Hilltoppers.
Ohio versus Miami of Ohio. We're getting to the better ones in a second, guys. Don't worry. I'm just trying to fill out our picks.
Ohio.
I am never going to root for a team with Miami in their name.
I'm gonna go with Miami because it's the real Miami. You hear that, dude?
Yeah.
Miami.
At Duke, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ohio for the same reason as Chris. All right, Sun Belt Conference from Sun Belt Billy's world there. Marshall versus Louisiana. I'll take Louisiana.
Country roads take me home.
Marshall?
Marshall.
I'm going Marshall as well. I put $10 on ULM to win the conference, and it would have paid me out $2,000, but they sucked. Thanks to
Damn.
General Booty not being able to play at that level.
Yeah. Damn.
He sucked.
ULL Raging Cajuns, baby.
I knew Drew would side with me there. I'm trying to gain some ground on him. All right. All right, going to the Power 4 now, fellas. Here we are. Big 12, number 16, Iowa State versus number 15, Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Yep.
Are we all AZ State across the
Yeah,
board?
Arizona State, their running
Yeah.
back is a dog.
I really
Skinnabo?
I freaking love Kenny
dog.
Dillingham, too.
He scored 3 touchdowns in the first
He might
quarter
be
the
our
other
guy.
day.
He was my running back whenever I played my Road to Glory.
Okay.
Loved him.
Kenny Dillingham is the reason I still have hope in Mike Norvell because he comes from Norvell's coaching tree.
He does.
Will
Did you
he
see what
ever
he's
go
doing
to
with his
Florida
bonus?
Really good.
Huh?
I love
Did you see
Yeah.
what he's doing with his bonus?
State? That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
he was cool. That was cool that he gave that.
All right, SEC, number 5, Georgia versus number 2, Texas. Georgia won the first one at Texas. Texas is winning the second one at pretty much at Georgia.
I'm taking Texas.
Yeah, I'm going Texas, bro.
Georgia.
Go Dogs.
Kyle?
Go Dogs, baby. Go Dogs. All right, the Big Ten Championship, number 3, Penn State versus number 1, Oregon.
Ducks, bro.
Ducks. Oregon.
I'm going.
I want Penn State to win.
I'm
Don't
going
get me
Penn
wrong.
State. I'm going Penn State in this game because they really need it.
Oregon's a fast.
They really need to win.
Track team.
They really need to win.
I've
Penn
had this
State. Give me
weird
Penn State.
feeling that Penn State is going to win.
Penn
this
State's
game.
going to win this game.
So,
I don't
They're
trust
going to
James
outman
Franklin.
them.
I don't
They're going to
either.
out physical them.
James Franklin is the Ryan Day of the Big Ten.
but I also don't trust Oregon.
Weird.
No, I don't.
So
I
he's
don't.
Ryan Day.
Everybody kind of seems like they're due for a loss at some point this season, is what I'm saying, and I think Oregon's is going to come here.
If Oregon gets it now, they win the Natty.
Give me Penn
Yeah,
State.
that's kind of where I'm. Like,
James Franklin is the Michael Jordan of the Ryan Days.
Oh shit, that's true.
That's fair. All right, and then ACC championship game, number 17 Clemson versus number 8 SMU. I'm taking the Mustangs.
I'm taking the. I'm taking the Mustangs, all day, every day. Run them out of the building.
Clemson. Only because he's been in big games. The
Yes.
coach.
I'm sticking.
This isn't new territory for him.
Sticking with Clemson as well.
I think those
That-
are. I think
that's
those
an
are good
advantage.
picks. So let's do a tiebreaker pick here.
And
All
his,
right,
and his people have been there
Right.
for 4 years.
let's do a tiebreaker pick.
What transfer portal?
Not who should,
What are this?
who does. Okay, not who should, who does. If SMU loses, who gets the last playoff spot? SMU or Alabama?
Alabama. Is this a real
I'm
question?
going to say Bama. Yeah.
Is this
South
Yeah.
Carolina.
Alabama got a spot over?
Hey,
Oof.
hey,
They
Miami.
jump them.
But for the sake of your question,
it'll be the last spot because Alabama technically has the last spot now, so their spot
right,
would be
for
in
the,
jeopardy.
For
in
the
this
sake of
scenario.
your question, Alabama or SMU, it'll be SMU.
Okay,
But
that's the correct answer, but
you're right.
is it the right answer?
It'll be Alabama because it's a money thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
whatever.
Alabama.
It's Bama. I hate it.
I really
No
that's
one-
a tiebreaker.
No
hate
one
it.
in the state of Florida is going to ever talk to Cody Hoffman ever again.
I hate him.
All right, going to the NFL, we
Not
only
my
have
favorite
6
person.
picks here. Thursday night football, Packers at the Lions.
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 I think the Packers got 4 of their starters out this week. I'm pretty sure is what I saw today.
And kicked our ass with them out.
I mean, at Lions, I'm taking the Lions.
Well, the Dolphins don't play in cold weather.
Yeah, no. I'm actually going to take the Packers to win this game. It's kind of the same argument I used there for Oregon. I feel like the Lions are probably due to lose a game at some point.
I think it can happen in the next couple weeks. I
Early
don't think it's happening
September.
this week. I think
That's
they win
when
their
they lost.
division this week.
They have a chance to clinch it, don't they?
Yeah, they
That's
do.
crazy.
At home, too.
Crazy. All
Yeah,
right,
they're gonna win.
Kirk Cousins revenge game? Question mark. Falcons at the Vikings.
Vikings.
Minnesota's going to
And
win this
it's
game.
at the
Going
Vikings?
Away.
It's at the Vikings.
Going away, Minnesota's winning it.
What day do they play?
It's on Sunday.
What time?
It's a noon game.
Falcons.
I'm taking the Falcons too.
If it was a primetime
They've-
game, Minnesota.
They've shot the bed here in recent weeks, and it's just been very. They were. Well,
I expected them to be doing a lot better.
I'm not going to finish the statement because it doesn't look good for me.
Okay. Who'd you pick, Chris?
Minnesota.
Can you scroll down because we've got comments that came in, but it's not
Okay.
populating.
Really?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh shit, Zach.
Oh,
I'm so
shit.
sorry, Zach. Michael Penix time. Kirk Cousins struggles again. Sorry, Zach.
Speaking
Why the
of,
hell didn't it scroll down itself? That's weird.
because you scrolled up.
Oh, that's right.
But speaking of Michael Penix time because of Kirk Cousins struggles, Rick Ty, his word of the day on Sunday was interception. He's a Falcons fan.
He's got Kirk Cousins. He's good at it.
he
Kirk
just-
Cousins has made the most money to be average than any quarterback ever.
Chase Daniel.
Whatever, dude.
Chase
He's a good
Daniel was
backup.
a backup.
He's not making the money Kirk Cousins.
One of
is
the
making.
best backup quarterbacks ever, by the way.
If you make enough money per
He won 3 Super
capita
Bowls.
by like if you break it
Terrence
down,
Gore's got 3 World Series.
Wow. Terrence Gore does have 3 World Series, and it's wild.
With 1 at bat in his major league
Yeah.
career.
like
got 3
7
rings.
stolen bases.
That dude, like, in very important times, we'll give him
Yeah.
that.
All right, next game.
Oh yeah, next game. Let's
I'll
try to
run-
close this
I'll
out.
run
I'm
with
tired.
that.
Yeah.
All right, Seahawks at the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Seahawks.
Seahawks. I just don't like the Cardinals. I don't
I
like
don't like
the
them either.
direction. Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray have no.
Continuity connection.
Kyler
Yeah.
is just,
So you picked the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Larry?
it's-
Geno Smith is going to win that game.
Yeah. After his first year, I don't know what happened to Kyler.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That-
And this one's been good. This one's been
Really?
good.
Yeah.
Who'd you pick there?
He
Chris?
has an issue with when Call of Duty games come out. His stats start going down because he's up playing Call of Duty, and this is something he's talked about publicly. Is playing Call of Duty and it
You're
taking up
fucking
his
kidding
time.
me.
No, it's a real thing.
Yep.
And
That's
in
what got
his,
Kingsbury fired.
in his most recent
Y'all are joking.
No, in his most recent contract, like
This is a thing.
he also had a clause in there that he had to spend 10 minutes a day watching film on his iPad.
Yeah, because he doesn't watch film.
When Call of Duty
Y'all
comes
are
out.
joking me.
Nope.
Oh my God.
All right,
He's a
so who you
disaster.
picking? Seahawks?
Not who that guy plays for.
All right, I want to close this thing out. I'm ready to see my children.
Yeah.
All right, Bills at the Rams. I'm taking the Rams to pull the upset.
Bills.
Bills. I
Bills.
think they're the hottest team in the league right now.
Bills are the best team in the league. They're going to win Super Bowl.
I do agree with that.
The old move, Cotton.
All right, Chargers at the Chiefs.
Chargers at the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Chargers.
Chargers.
No.
They got to lose, right?
Chiefs.
This is one of
the
those.
Chiefs ain't
where
losing this game.
There's a lot of games they shouldn't have won.
That's
There
fair.
is, and there's one they shouldn't have lost.
In the wise
That's also
words,
fair.
Yeah.
That's also fair.
in the wise words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, "Go Chargers, go!"
I ain't
Last
never heard
one,
it.
Monday
All
Night
right.
Football. Whoever, I don't know who's watching this game, but have fun. Bengals at the Cowboys.
I'll be watching it.
Yeah?
I'm a Cowboys
He's a
fan.
Cowboys
That,
fan.
that disaster of a
So sorry.
national televised.
I'll say this. For
Cowboys win because the Bengals play no defense and the Cowboys are finally starting to play defense.
They are. Cowboys are getting better.
Cowboys win because the Bengals lose every game, 38-34.
Dallas may not be able to score that many with Cooper Rush.
Rico, baby.
You might as well put Zeke at quarterback.
who you got?
Dallas.
They tried putting him at center a couple years ago. I don't think that worked out.
I'm taking the
I remember
Bengals
that.
because Zach Taylor doesn't survive if they lose to Dallas. To this Dallas.
It just
team.
sucks because Cincinnati's offense is so good.
They're really good.
It's very possible one of these coaches could lose their job. In that
Did you
game.
see that Dak Prescott
The-
said that Mike McCarthy should get a new contract?
Oh God.
What the?
The
so
last-
he did what?
The last quarterback, other than Joe Burrow, to throw for 4 touchdowns and lose, throw for multiple 4 touchdown games in a season and lose, 2016, Drew Brees.
I'm also going to say this.
Wow.
It's
Drew
not.
Brees is-
It's not healthy for
Where
the
did they end their
Bengals.
season?
That was 7-9.
It's not healthy for the Bengals if Joe Burrow's dropping back to pass 58 times a game.
No, and that was their issue the year they went to the Super Bowl is their line.
Like
Yes.
he's
If you're
going to
still-
pad. He's
if you're
going to
still
pad
throwing the ball
sacks
that
a
many,
game.
you're going to hurt yourself.
He's gonna pad stat pad. He's gonna look great, and I'm not taking anything away from him. Like he's thrown the ball really well this year, but what's gonna happen is the same shit that happens every year to Joe Burrow. He's gonna go down.
It's going to take one hit
Yep.
because you're having to throw the ball all game because you played
Yep.
no defense.
Yeah, and you have no running game because they refused to draft or sign a running back, and they paid one player $55 million,
My favorite sound in the world.
and so they can't afford to put protection around Joe Burrow.
Who'd they do that to?
Joe Burrow.
Burrow.
That's why I'm against big contracts for one player. It's like you kind of handicap when you have a cheap owner giving one player like Burrow $55 million a year handicaps your franchise.
Yeah, for sure.
And now they won't
mean-
even sign Jamar Chase, who's like generational.
Well, yeah, they should
Yeah,
have signed
Jamar
him last
Chase is
year,
one of
and
the
now
best
he's
wide
having this
receivers we've
season.
seen.
He's gone.
He's gone,
out.
yeah.
He's gone out of Cincinnati after this year.
He's absolutely
Where's
gone.
he going?
And then he'll fall off.
It depends. He could
Yeah.
go somewhere.
He's
that's
going to
got-
Dallas because they're all in.
No way.
on who?
I would not go to Dallas.
Their next punter because they got Aubrey
If you have
as
a
their
good-
kicker.
if you have a
Now they
good-
need a punter.
Having a good punter will be good for Dallas.
Yeah, because we do it so much.
All right, guys, we are going to get out of here. Love you guys.
who
See
dat,
you
baby?
guys next week for Would You Rather.